Folks, it's round one of the NFL draft. Welcome to the Fantasy Sanctuary. I am your humble host, Tyler, as we have background noise playing, too many screens, too many men on the screen. I am so excited to get into round one with you fine folks, joined by my special guests, Pat from the Fantasy Dog Pound, Cody from Off the Schneid, and some special guests that will be popping in and out the rest of the night for round one. It's go time, folks. How we doing?
Pat,
how you doing? I'm stoked.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. Best dressed? Who was best dressed? Did you see the guys? Who was best dressed?
And I saw some ice today. That's what I saw.
I didn't like the suits, man. I really didn't like Matthew Golden actually was pretty clean.
Is this old man yelling at the sky, these young kids in their stupid suits?
No, they were two plane. Like,
that's fair.
Matthew Golden was the only one that actually like did it up a little bit. Maxwell Harrison did a little, I guess, but it was all Kentucky blue. So I don't know if I like that, but yeah, no, I was a little disappointed if I'm being honest with you.
Well, any disappointment we had on the red carpet, I think, is more than making up for the behind-the-scenes drama, because just 20 minutes ago, we were hearing smoke and tweets galore about what will the Browns do. The Browns just stealing the spotlight from the number one overall pick, where the Tennessee Titans will soak up the entire clock to draft Cam Ward so we can get this draft rocking and rolling.
Hot take. Aaron Rodgers is going to somehow make the NFL draft about him. Oh. He's going to declare something.
Over under which pick though? Before pick 15? Will he wait until the end of the round? We're taking bets.
Raj coming out on a bicycle over here. Gotta like that.
Fall.
Start the draft. Man, if he Joe Biden's right now, that would be epic.
Yeah.
Just right off the stage.
What are we doing?
Shout out everybody in chat hanging out with us. And as Eddie is saying, let's see who we accidentally stacked on purpose tonight.
You should be all right with those Titan stacks, I think.
We were just talking pre-stream, trying to get all these last little drafts in before the clock. How's everybody feeling about their pre-draft bags? All packed, ready to go? I did not max the little board too. Too much real life in the way.
Dude, it was worth it, man. You should have literally just gone off ranks, whatever. I don't know if you have ranks set, but
I had them, but then
35% overlay. It's gonna be like 5 or 6 out of 12 advance. Like, sucks you're not a bot. Like, you're good.
Yeah, I got 45 of the 50. I was literally just power drafting before this kind of teed off, and the last 5 I just couldn't get it in. I was doing like 9 at a time, 9 at once, just trying to kind of correlate. If I get some stacks, that's pretty much all I was asking for. Just drafting off ADP. Like Pat said, man, if it's 5 or 6 out of 12 advanced, that's just nuts. I was also doing my strat was also like 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends as often as I possibly could. If there's 4, 5, 6 teams advancing, like I want those extra skill position, roster spots. So that was kind of my strategy with the little board too.
Yeah, same there. A lot of 2772, 2783, stuff like that.
Just good advance rate. Random. With the new update to Underdog, which I think is awful, we do have the fix of the tight ends showing when you screenshot your team.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah. I found that out because I made good on my bet with PPR Tyler and drafted a Bowers Genty team. And I screenshotted it for evidence. So I got to tweet it out at him at some point. I wasn't able to get it in the big board because I only had 1 left and I got 2nd overall. I wasn't picking Genty 2nd overall. So I got one in the little board too. I got a Genty Bowers team. So paid up on my bet, made good on my bet. There you go. I'll tweet that.
Does it even count if it was a $3 draft? Many are asking.
The only option I had.
No, I know.
Were you
it's
drafting?
It's too late.
Were you drafting with me when I was like 7th in the last stream draft or something? I was pick 7. I was like, this is it. I gotta take Genty, and then the 3 hole just reaches up for Genty for God knows why.
So funny
because he's a good pick.
Genty to the
someone trolling me for sure.
What's that, Pat?
Genty might fall if the Jags do move up. This might get interesting.
Apparently, the Broncos are making an aggressive push to trade into the top 10, which is interesting because Ben Albright, the Denver insider, is saying that he does not see them likely as trading up. So is there already lying smokescreen going on with insiders right now? Are the Broncos trying to just fake somebody out? Who are they trying to fake out? Is it polls? Is the NFL all just clowning polls? I don't know.
It's been lying season for the past week and a half.
Is that Wheezy up there, bro? Is that Wheezy in the pinstripes? It's Wheezy.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah. What's he doing there? That doesn't really fit. I don't think.
He said he got off the phone with Trump and he said, "Go Pack, go." Is that what?
With Clay
He just trolled everybody there.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
Oh, Eddie, welcome to life with wife means constantly getting yelled at for having all the screens up with all the people.
I have no
FOMO.
FOMO.
One spot right now. This should be our time to shine right here, but it's not. We should be trading back from the one spot, getting multiple ones, some twos, throwing a 5.
Dude, the Titans actually trading with the Giants would be lit right now. Just like keep it under wraps until the clock. God, that'd be good. Good TV.
Oh, just draft day style.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back to the 80s, and neighbors would go up to freaking 6.
It was, you know what? I've been drafting neighbors happily with Jackson Dart, just being like, it's happening, baby. Jackson Dart, the new white quarterback.
Dude, I've been betting it. I've been talking about it. It's Giants are drafting Jackson Dart tonight. It's happening. If it happens at number 3 overall, I'm gonna be fist pumping right here. I win $1,000 if that happens.
Ooh.
That would make me
what do we think?
Very happy.
Is that like a 6% chance?
Well, I put the bet in at 76 to 1. 76 to 1 threw $10 on it. It's down to 9.5 right now
so
for Jackson Dart, 3rd overall.
10% chance.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I also have a bet on just the Giants to take Jackson Dart at some point, like at any point.
Yeah.
So
which
that I feel more comfortable.
Still very live. Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah, I bet a little more on that one. But the 3rd overall,
we never got rookies and sophomores.
Yeah, at all. Hey,
this never dropped, right? Or I just
nope. It was asked for like every 4 weeks. We never got.
Maybe it'll be after the draft this time.
That would be weird.
Like with landing spots, I don't know.
I asked for that last year too. After the NFL draft, I'm like, let's run it back, rookies and sophomores, that post NFL draft.
Maybe that's what they're doing now because, like, if there's ever a year for rookies and sophomores, this is the year with all the quarterbacks.
Mm.
But 2 minutes off the board, no, nothing.
Winks tweeted out, Jaguars' new 34-year-old GM, James Gladstone, might be pulling off a genius move. I believe he sent out enough smokescreen that they'd take Ashton Genty at 5 overall to force the Bears to trade up. Sharp if they just wanted a wide receiver and more picks the entire time. We'll see.
I don't think there's going to be much of anything, man. This is all bullshit, if you ask me.
It's a ton of smoke. I think this was trying to get Poles or the Raiders to jump, and maybe they pulled it off, maybe they didn't. But I give them credit for doing a little bit of Aaron Rodgers pump faking. When it works well, and when it doesn't, who cares?
Yeah, I think everyone's going to call bullshit on all this stuff. There's no way the Browns are actually going to trade, Travis Hunter essentially. Nah, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I just don't think we're having. This isn't the type of player that, honestly, it's QBs or bust unless it's like a rock solid edge player. And even then, every time we hear about like trading up for an edge player, like in the top 5, it just doesn't happen.
As much smoke as Laramie Tunsil's gas mask.
Dude, that might go down as the greatest draft day insanity.
That was epic.
That hit like pick 16 or 12 or something. It was nuts.
No, he fell to 9. He was supposed to be like top 3.
I thought he fell out of the top 10.
I don't maybe 11. Yeah, maybe it was 11, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was nuts. No, you're right. That was like within the first few minutes of the, or no, maybe that was right before the draft went live.
It was like 45 minutes before the draft went
That's
live.
what
Yeah,
it was.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That's what it was.
That was
Yeah, pick
crazy.
13. Look at me.
Borgonzi's on the phone. He's on the horn. They're passing the phone around. The pick is in almost.
Oh,
Cam Ward.
Prematurely just gonna.
picks
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Good. I love when
It's
they
my
don't
favorite.
use the full 10 minutes. When
No,
they
they
just,
are. I just
Not
love them.
in technically yet.
no.
Yeah. Tyler
I
just
can't
got.
tell what's you
It's-
and what's. I just got.
Hey, we had
Damn.
to have a little bit of liveliness on the stream.
Got him.
I gotta crack the
Hey,
beers back.
if only
We'll
if
work
semen
out here.
capacity was a combine metric, Jerry Jones would be drafting every player top 5.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get
oh,
into
man.
this.
So what's
Calm before the
Cody
storm.
as the Genty fader?
Yeah.
What landing spot are you praying for Genty?
Jags are fine. Jags are fine. Honestly, the
Jags.
Raiders are
Are
not
they?
that awful. I don't think. Honestly, like I just
But for him to miss, for him to like not be worth where he was drafted.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Jags are fine. Like he's not a first. He doesn't. If he gets drafted by the Jags, is he still a first round pick?
I
Yeah.
think he goes. At
No,
13.
come on.
Yeah.
No way. That's
Look,
then
it's pattern
I'll
match
still
Liam
be faded.
Cohen.
Then I'll still be faded.
Liam Cohen to Bucky and White, but with a
Because
first
that means
round pick.
ETN gets moved.
Does it?
That means
Yeah.
ETN goes to 0.
Tampa Bay had 3 that they were comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that's
Dude, you got a
scenario.
a top 5 running back is different than a round 3 and a round 1 from 3 years ago.
I don't know. I think the Jags is fine. That works for me. Other than that, like
You don't
I
like
don't
a
know.
bounce back here for T-Law? I saw
I
a
like
little
T-Law.
flash. It was
Like-
like it was Denver potentially trading with the Jags to get up to 5, which was an interesting one where they would send Cortland Sutton to
Browns
the
traded.
Jags.
Browns traded the pick.
There we go.
Browns traded the pick. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Jaguars pulled it off. Browns trading the number 2 overall pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick all this year.
Oh my
for
god.
the 5, their 2nd,
Wow.
their 4th, and a first
What?
next year.
Chaos. So it's Travis Hunter then too.
It's gotta be.
So
That's really good for T-Law, boys. That's really good news for T-Law.
That's really good for me chasing Travis Hunter up the board.
Yes, that too.
that
That
hurts
too.
Travis Hunter.
That's
That hurts Travis
decent
Hunter.
for my-
That kills my Parker Washington vibes. Well,
Yeah,
not
that was-
necessarily, actually. Not necessarily. He's
I don't
still slottable.
That means Gabe Davis is getting moved or dropped.
Yeah, he's
getting
been
cut.
DD for a while.
He's got passive physical.
Interesting. All right. If that is, I mean, who else would it be? It's got to be Travis Hunter, right?
It's gotta be, yeah.
It's got to be Travis Hunter.
There's no one else you would need to jump unless they
Holy,
want-
that's a
That's
oh wow, they gave up a lot, man. Holy
Yeah, that was a lot.
Cam Ward, the
took-
pick is in.
They took fuck them picks real literally.
A 2026
crazy.
first round pick, a second round pick, a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
And a first.
Yikes.
2 firsts, a second, and a 4th. That's aggressive.
What do you guys think
I mean,
of the
that's
BTJ spot now at pick 11?
Yeah, that changes the whole landscape of a few different teams and situations. Wow.
Really good for T-Law, obviously.
Really good for T-Law. I still like in Liam Cohen's system, like Godwin and Evans 8, McMillan had plenty of chances to hit big. T-Law having more options. Like
Chiggy to the moon, baby. Let's go. Until they draft a tight end.
all right. Come on. You
Wow.
traded. Let's get this going.
I got to get my
That's
exposure
crazy,
up.
man. That's crazy. So yeah, so it's got to be Travis Hunter. So then Jerry Judy's free Jerry Judy, I guess.
I don't know. They picked up another second round pick. That's prime
True.
quarterback and receiver. I
They
guess
got to be so the Browns are after an offensive lineman, I guess, right? That's got to be
Browns are just
Membu.
I think they're just after as many premium positions as they can get.
Yeah.
You know?
But who's their pick at 5 is what I'm getting at.
That's a
Jackson,
good
like,
question.
we're not missing. We'll trade everything just to make sure we get a hit. Like,
I mean, I could see them going Tet. I mean, they like Cedric Tillman's fine, and that all they've got is Jerry Jeudy. Like Tet would make a lot of sense at 5. If they're because with that second round pick, now they have 2 second round picks in the top 10 of the second round. That's prime quarterback trade up territory. So
falling, like not correctly, right? Because they thought like Travis Hunter was going to come in, take a large portion of the target share. Now Njoku slid from like pick 102 to like 118, kind of like the Colson Loveland range. And now it's like, oh, well, it looks like Njoku is going back up because his target share just went back up.
Njoku's back on the menu, boys.
For a second.
Yeah. What if the Browns are just going to draft Shadur there?
Could
or Dart. Like,
you know what? A quarterback at 5,
really good.
First, that's totally on the menu.
Yeah,
definitely.
Wow, that is chaos. We were promised chaos, and we're getting it.
We're promised chaos.
Wow.
We know Pats aren't going QB. Giants
could very well could.
Giants are probably begging and praying for someone to call them with a good enough offer to get out of 3 as well. Because the Browns and Giants for months have been saying they want to trade out.
But now there's no one. I mean, Abdul Carter.
They did. They just haven't updated their site tracker yet. So the Browns have picked 5, 33, and 36. So they can do a lot of things right now.
Watch the Jags then try to trade pick 2. They just like somehow make a profit.
Full draft day. I want my goddamn first round picks back.
Yeah.
There are shits in that movie, but the end of that movie is so fucking fun.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Feels like old school Americana.
That's crazy.
Jags take Jenny too.
That's wild.
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad. I'm already flopping up. While we're waiting on this stupid pick to come in. We should have known. First round overall to the Tennessee Titans goes Cam Ward. Also, I think he's going to be a super fun player in Tennessee with the Callahan offense. Might get some Kyle Williams.
I think Parker Washington's fine. Everyone's saying RIP Parker Washington, but like he's the slot guy. He was always the slot guy, even with Diami Brown, as the number 2. He was still the slot guy.
Gabe Davis.
That's actually not the end of the world. 20th round Parker Washington. Is he still a draft pick in the 18th round in BBM? I don't know. But he's not dead in the 20th round, that's for sure.
No.
So now.
So yeah, it's
look for Tennessee. Look for Tennessee to get, that's why Chiggy seems safe to me, right? Is because their wide receivers are just, it's pretty bad. Like they need to get young. They need some young talent. Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Treylon Burks back on special teams.
Well, what if they go with like Mason Taylor? What if they go with Mason Taylor or something like that in the second round?
I was gonna say no. I don't think Chig is safe because there are a bunch of tight ends in this class.
He's not safe yet. He's not safe yet.
A couple of tweeners as well that could tween better than Chig, but yeah, it remains to be seen. Also, I mean, is the TV shown it yet? Are the Giants officially on the clock on the TV?
No.
No. I'm on. We have Spectrum here.
Pick is in for the Jags.
Okay. Thank you. I want to play this sound as much as possible. Where'd you go? There you went.
The pick is in.
Pick is in.
Anthony, do we got a Jag fan here, Anthony? Or are we just
There's no way
Oh,
it's
man.
like
my Trevor Lawrence. I got a
Dude, Trevor
Lawrence
Lawrence has been
down
falling
card.
all summer too, which
With
has been
the
insane.
moon.
I gotta
Oh,
check
it's
some
been so
exposures
long.
on that. I gotta check some exposures on that while we're here. Oh wait, pick is in. Raj is coming out. It's gotta be Travis Hunter though, right? Like there's no way it could be Abdul Carter.
No, I mean, I just it makes sense to add a two-way piece if you're actually going to trade up for not a quarterback.
Yeah, with Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, like
I think the best landing spots for Travis Hunter absolutely are the Browns and the Jags. Like a team trading up for him is going to use him as much as possible on offense, and the Browns already said that they plan to use him extensively. Also, shout out Crack Rock getting absolutely crack dunked on. He tweeted right before the draft, the Browns are not trading out. They're drafting Travis Hunter, and they will use him.
that guy does not know what he's talking about.
No,
like,
I know. For the shit chasing folks in chat, Crack Rock is about as when he's on, he's on. When he's not, it's hilariously bad.
Man, Eric Armstead just hurt Liam Cohen's heart with his Duval. He needs to redeem himself with that, Liam Cohen.
I don't even know if he knows the Vikings so much as like Crack Rock is. I love him, but he's a wild man, and on stream he rips a bunch of bongs and has a great time. But like obvious shit that the guy they drafted 10, they're planning to play at quarterback instead of the Reclamation Project. Just saying.
So funny.
Let's see. Come on, announce it already. There we go. All right. Welcome to Jacksonville, Travis Hunter. AFC South is going to be so much fun.
This is not anything anyone expected. That's for sure. No mock draft had this happening.
Nope, not at all.
Mock's dead already.
That's so wild. I did not expect that to happen whatsoever.
That's sick. Honestly, that's sick.
I don't think you trade a first round next year and your second round this year to only play him at cornerback. That was kind of like the Julio Jones trade. You're trading up for a receiver first and a cornerback second, almost assuredly. Otherwise, you're getting hosed.
I've got them together 3 times.
Oh,
3 times in the big board. I got Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter.
Nice.
And if he does mainly play in corner, then we know that Gladstone's kind of a donkey. If you trade all that capital for a cornerback at 2 instead of sitting tight and take it. I'm still worried about their O-line. They have one last pick to help shore up that very shaky O-line. But I guess with more elite yak guys in the offense, they're gonna turn Trevor Lawrence into Shadur Sanders, just like whip it back 50 times real quick and get the ball out quick and let the guys do what they're gonna do. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Wild. That is wild. That is not something I expected to see tonight. That is not something I expect to see. So what happens to so Diami Brown's dead. Gabe Davis is dead.
No, Diami Brown was always a bad pick, man. I don't understand.
I don't disagree. I agree with that. I was Parker Washington.
Always a bad
I think
pick.
if you like Diami, you might as well have just taken Trey Tucker, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Facts.
Or Darius Slayton, You
want 2 spike weeks this year? Like that's
Yeah, it was kind of like the same thing as Diami Brown was kind of like last year's Zay Jones, where it's like the money wasn't that much when you look at like incentives, and he has his yards per out run and his targets per out run. It was like if Olamide Zacchaeus and Diami Brown pop, are they suddenly good? or
No.
is Jaden Daniels awesome?
I had Dyami Brown ranked in the 220s. Like, he was right next to Noah Brown for me.
Yeah.
Weird.
So I don't think he's a round one bust. Like, we have multiple guys. Like, Nico Collins, for example, was not a 1-2 turn bust because of Tank Dell last year, for example, especially in a points per game setting.
Yeah.
I think BTJ remains like the alpha. His yak, his deep.
But where does he
incredible.
go though? He's not a first rounder anymore.
I don't know that that's true. He's still a year 2 guy that's going to get fed. A guy coming into the offense to play 2-way doesn't like immediately nuke him in his value. The market might disagree with me.
I'm not saying nuke, but he's not a first rounder anymore, is he?
Luka was a first rounder despite Cooper Kupp being healthy last year. I would not get the overreaction to move him out of the first round personally.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for him to slide. Yeah. Well, Genty could go in.
I don't know.
That's one person that's probably gonna move ahead of him.
Pick his Giants.
CMC could sneak ahead of him if you get positive news all off season that CMC is healthy.
My Hunter Lawrence BTJ Bretton Strange team has Christian McCaffrey on it. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. As someone to 0% Genty Hampton, my Henderson is like 25, and my Hampton's probably
ends up at Cincy. That'd be sick.
16 or something.
Henderson to Cincy would be
no.
Henderson,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Piss off every Brown slappy. I know you're dying for that.
Yeah, I would take it, but I just don't see that happening for my Bengals.
Dude.
I think he's going to Denver. I think it's Denver.
Denver would also be sick. Denver would also.
We have a shout out Colin, aka Biff Tannen, in the chat. We have a boots on the ground from Green Bay update that the draft venue is at capacity officially, and Lambeau Field is now beginning to temporarily turn away people from general admission. It's spicy in Lambeau. Back to you.
Browns take Genty at 5. Maybe Genty at 5 to the Browns. It's not crazy.
No, I mean, that was kind of picking up smoke all day today with the Bears. Dude, the Browns trading down twice would be like, you want to fully recover from the Watson debacle.
Honestly, that'd be a good move. That'd
be legendary.
Yeah.
And still get a QB in the late first.
Yep, exactly.
And get some more 6th-round picks to throw at the Abdul Carter. Man, I'm behind TV, or this is ahead. Okay.
I'm not tipping the picks. It's NFL draft tracker, assholes.
I need to grab a beer. I'm already stressed.
Man, do you think the Giants were happy to stick there, or were they trying to work the phones hard?
I think they're happy to stick there. I still think it's on the table they trade Kayvon Thibodeau tonight.
You think they traded him, really?
Yeah, that's what I had in my mock draft, is they traded Kayvon Thibodeau to get back in for Jackson Dart.
Oh, interesting.
To the first. So, because now he's kind of expendable, and there's been like animosity there, right? He's a big personality, Kayvon Thibodeau, right? So it's not shocking. It wouldn't be shocking if that does happen. And it's like a direct replacement. I mean, they could just roll with all three, like Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter. That would be pretty deadly for that defense. And then Sexy Dexy up the middle, coming back from injury. That could really help this defense. But I don't know. I just find it. I don't know if there's too many scenarios where the Giants don't end up with Jackson Dart. I really don't see it.
No, yeah, I think they do a mini version of what Houston did, which is they wanted their cake and to eat it too. They get the star pass rusher, first overall edge in the class, and then trade up for their quarterback of choice as well. Also, just want to share with the fine people as we wait for the Patriots pick. Mike Clay has just released his Travis Hunter projection: 110 targets, 73 receptions, 880 yards, 5 tutties, 4 carries, 25 yards. And for those IDP leaguers, 25 defensive tackles on 30% snaps.
It's not crazy.
Not at all.
Man, that's interesting. Travis under the Jags, eh?
Record is reflected, Anthony. That is true. What this draft might lack in talent, it does make up for entertainment.
The pick is in.
All right, no trading out. Now the Browns. What are the
So
Browns
this is the wild card. This is the wild card. The Browns. Pick is in, Pat.
Patriots? Is it Will Campbell, short arms, bad pass protector, or is it
Dinosaur
Memro?
T-Rex arms?
T-Rex, bro. Oh no, no. Better than Cole Strange.
You pray to God he is.
He's got a sharp looking suit on tonight. I'll say that. Oh no, or wait, that was Mason Graham, maybe? I can't remember.
We need to get him on. We got to get him on the table and stretch those arms out if it's him. We're gonna have to stretch those arms out like Gumby.
They immediately put him on pup and then send him to arm lengthening surgery. 6 more inches.
There's probably something in Europe. He can ride with CMC, and CMC can get his rare whatever he had PRP being put into his calf. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, BBG needs to hit up the German doctor with the stem cells that CMC used. Let's go. Hey, BBG was asking if he can come on in 5 minutes. I saw it when I went upstairs. On the
yeah.
Does someone need to drop off? No. Do we?
No.
I can go back scenes, get a quick set in after this pick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Crazy.
So, yeah. Pat's got to go get his pump in. We respect the pump here at the sanctuary. It is a dojo of sorts.
We're back.
What's up, Steve? And shout out Meg. Saw Meg and Steve, both of fans speak in the chat. I know. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind Hunter going to an offensive-minded coach, and trading up means they need to get value out of him. And here's the thing: if they get him on the field and he starts popping, like they're gonna be like he's playing a lot more than he's not.
So now the Bigsby ETN bags are looking healthy.
They're looking okay right now. They're looking okay.
So far, so
good. I still maintain they could sign J.K. Dobbins. They could draft somebody on day 3, but for sure, they're looking.
But their next pick is the 3rd round.
Pats didn't use
more help
than there, huh?
No, not really.
No.
They didn't use much time on that pick.
About half the clock, maybe.
Yeah, it tells me they didn't want to trade out and they know who they want.
Yeah, Genty.
Do it.
Man, that would be amazing for my 0% bags. Do it, please do it. Please do it. I would love that. That's the nut landing
after
spot
contact, bro. This could be a lot of contact, though. It's gonna be a lot of contact behind the O line. Yeah. Behind. Fuck. Just troll everyone. So the Browns, I guess, are shopping pick 5 again.
They should be. They should.
They're trying to trade back again, which is they could be having a day. We'll see.
So that would be the new Genty trade up spot then, right? At 5. So if you're like the Bears, if you're the Cowboys, the Broncos,
Denver.
Sneaky
one would be San Fran. San Fran would be a sneaky one.
Also,
that would
good
be
call by
amazing
Steve.
for my bags.
The Jags do have 2 third-round picks, so maybe that's why they made the trade they did, because they feel like
but they don't have a pick until the 3rd, so I guess they could take a running back there. Yeah, they could take.
I think they have like 77 and 80 or something like that. I mean, at the same time, it always made sense to use one of those guys, like in the running scheme with cheap vets available. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But who do you like better? Like, regardless of what happened just now, like which one did you like, Etienne or Bigsby more? At their costs.
Yeah, Bigsby was cheaper, and he seemed to be the better like rusher for like success rate. And to me, that seems like the type of guy that coaches usually lean on,
especially Cohen.
Yeah, two different staffs and offensive adjustments, kind of going away from Etienne as the main workhorse guy and down to down guy, kind of like he's like Walker boom bust, but without like full season juice and just not a good pass catcher. So I always just kind of leaned Bigsby.
Yeah, me too. I'm like 0% ETN.
I feel like he could fill the Bucky role just fine.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I hate when they do this. The pick has been in for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is
your team.
This is bad organizations not knowing how to call the league and file the paperwork or blah blah blah.
At least the pick is in. It's not going to be. They're not going to be like have to forfeit their pick or however it works, or the team comes up ahead of them or whatever.
I think surprises here would be like Genty or Tet.
Yeah.
I think Tet would be fun.
Those would be surprises.
Yeah.
Anything other than a tackle would be like anything other than Membu or Campbell would be exactly. even like Kelvin Banks, wouldn't be shocking. Will Campbell, there it is.
And Will Campbell.
Yeah, it had to be Will Campbell.
Nick Rodman in flames of piss.
I can't push him to the outside.
So the top four is the top four is chalk. We just didn't know the trade. Pick is in for the Browns. Just
the Browns
instant.
Snap pick?
Genty?
Is it a quarterback?
They knew what they were doing. Like they knew what they're trading down for. There isn't like, they're not worried about thinking about it. Clearly.
Oh man,
that's a clean suit. That's a clean suit, though. Hey,
smaller in the suit. It looks smaller in the suit.
The suit doesn't help the arm.
It doesn't help the arms. The suit does not help the arms.
That's a big T-Rex right there.
Nice. Yeah. Seems like the only two gimmies, I guess 3 gimmies, but the real 2 gimmies are Campbell and Ward. Nice. It is max edging.
Now it can get it. Now it can go a lot of different ways.
With last year, sucking.
Yeah.
It's like a
the thing is, if he could play left tackle, it's fine for the pick. If he has to get moved somewhere else on the line, it's going to end up being a shit
bad.
Pick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shit pick.
Yeah, I just think there were better. I do agree that they're just better, stronger fits at tackle than Campbell there. It feels like
I don't know.
Like they were just anchored to the
not a deep class though, so they probably felt pressured to grab one of the top 2 guys.
I'm sure, but like, man, just at that point, you take the guy that just performed better. Like the guy
he started for 3 years in the SEC, and like as a true freshman, I believe, maybe redshirt freshman, but started for 3 years in the SEC, was pretty productive. Like there's issues there, but like supposedly his football IQ is just off the charts. I don't know. I think it's fine.
Let's go. Give me. Let's go. The thing is, like, Drake May gonna get a boost. He gonna get a small boost. Also, Stevenson gonna get a small boost for now. Now. Temporary.
God.
Yeah, today.
I love it when the coach comes in day one and goes, "We know he's got a fumbling problem, and we're gonna be on him about it." Bodes well.
Browns. What are the Browns doing? I mean,
dude, this kid on screen's got longer arms than Will. He's 11. Top.
Unless, I guess.
Oh my God.
Like it's either because they need a left tackle, so it could be Membu right here. I think it's Membu. That's my prediction. It's got to be Membu.
They are so reports from Rossini are that they are taking calls expectedly about trading out of 5.
The pick's already in.
That's what so this is what the site says, but I don't know if that I don't know how accurate their own site is.
Oh, he's emotional. He's emotional.
We love an emo man in this household.
Oh, get it together, son.
I'm officially creating a new emoji. It's going to be the T-Rex emoji every time I draft Drake May. The T-Rex emoji is coming to the Pounder stream here.
Can I get Giga Brain just for one moment on what this means for Drake May's fantasy outlook? Two things. They did add to the O-line. Good. And for every pass rush whiff Campbell misses on, Drake May has to evacuate the pocket and gain a minimum of 10 rushing yards. Also good.
Drake May is just a good fantasy pick. He's a good fantasy pick this year.
He is.
True.
He is.
Right.
There's
I think
no reason him and Bo Nix should be 28 picks apart.
Yeah, they should
No
be
reason.
literally next side by side. Literally side by side.
Yeah, I think the anchoring of ADP was for May was certainly just like the late signing of Diggs and the missing out on other free agents. Like he never really moved up when Diggs got signed, and Diggs has gone up 30 picks of ADP in the last month, and May has not moved an inch. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always thought it didn't make any sense because it was always the rushing upside. Like you project his full season stats, that's like pushing 1,000 yards rushing for Drake May. So
And where Patrick Mahomes opened up too is like, oh wow, this is terrible. He was, I think, in the 50s again,
30s or even
He
higher.
moved-
I
he
think
moved
like
back,
40.
and then you get the Rice news that Rice is going to be ready. Those are both good things. I think Mahomes is actually a really good pick at his ADP just based on Bo Nix going there.
Yeah. He's kind of in like he's the only quarterback in that entire range. He's in like a tier of his own just because no other quarterback goes within 20 picks of either side of him.
Right. When you think about where Joe Burrow is going, obviously Burrow's he's coming off of a great season because his defense was so shit that he had to put up 40 points a game just to get a win. But Mahomes, I only had like 5.5%. I kind of
Mason Graham.
Here we go.
Mason Graham.
There it is.
Yeah. Spectrum's always
Yikes for Sanders that the Browns said no twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sanders is not a first round pick. Pick is in for the Raiders already.
GNT.
Mason Graham. Hey, so like the crazy thing is like it's so the picks are still chalk. It's just the Jags and Browns flip. It's the same picks though. It's the same chalky picks. That's crazy. That's wild. Like I expected something different to happen with the trade, but no, it's the same chalky picks. That's kind of interesting how that works.
What's up, BBG? Welcome to the stream.
What's up?
What's going on?
How we feeling with the Hunter trade and now the Jets potentially getting their pick of potentially the second or third offensive option on the board with all this D-line, O-line going off the board.
Oh man. So start with Hunter. That was insane. I think it was a good move from the Browns' perspective, honestly. I think Liam Cohen's a madman, and I think he wants to have a lot of fun with that offense, basically.
That rookie GM would just got out, pulled his pants down.
Totally.
How far
Put his
He's like,
clock
he's
and
like-
ball on the
he's
table.
like,
How far is the slide?
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not in it to like be here, like rebuilding this team. Like, he's like we're gonna be sick this year, basically, or bust, or I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's wild for a rookie GM. 30 fucking kid is like 6 years younger than me, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. For best ball purposes, it's going to be pretty interesting how that all plays out. I was texting NP43 about it. I was like, man, Trevor Lawrence in the 7th. And he's like, dude, try the 5th. But he's like,
everyone victory lapping the forward bags. We're so doomed when they take a running back in the second round.
the forward backs. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they just acquired another early second round pick.
I think that was low-key pretty bullish for Bigsby and ETN.
But I think the Browns got to be
second.
Now they're even more likely to trade back into the first for Sanders, though. With those two, they have two early second round picks.
Yeah, we know the Giants and the Browns are trade up candidates because of Pittsburgh and the guys at the back end that won.
Yeah, I can see Minnesota trading out of their pick. I was listening to McShay talk about that.
For sure, the Falcons, the Vikings. The Cards, even maybe, probably not, but those are the ones. Those are the ones.
And then Jets pick. I think we like that guy Banks, but then there's also Membu or something. Though I just hope we go in that direction.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just hope we go in that direction. Warren won't be like the worst thing in the world. If it's like Tet or something crazy, I'm gonna be so sad.
So
Tet's not the pick there.
though, so good for fieldies. If they get Warren or Tet, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And Garrett Wilson, I think that's a worry why people realize like, oh shit, like they could go receiver in the first round, and you have Garrett Wilson sliding on the back half of the big board.
Yeah,
that was also pretty interesting.
Right.
I'd be pretty shocked if they go Tet.
I hope we trade out, honestly.
I agree.
If we could trade down for a team who wants Genty or something, or I don't know, or wants Warren. I don't know. But yeah, that'd be sweet.
Lest we forget that Kirk Cousins is potentially the pull shoot in case of emergency for Cleveland. And now with the new tackle in tow, they could obviously just say, hey, Kirk, come be our quarterback for a year, and then we'll draft your replacement next year if things get spicy in the first round.
Yeah, and they're what's that? Raiders picks in, yeah.
Cue the noise.
Just don't. I don't know.
Vegas took 3 minutes to make
Captain Genty.
I heard they're going O-line. They got to make a statement.
Not fielding any calls. Yeah, they love Mostert, bro.
Oh.
I took a decent amount of Mostert in those little boards.
We're about to find out.
Why do you? Let's do a little puzzle. Why sign an old mentor like Mostert except to mentor the next coming of God Himself? Ashton Genty.
And I'm all right with it.
6.
I'm all right with
fucking
He's
go,
shaking, bro. He's sweating, bro.
I'm all right with it. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't hear no well.
Their offensive line is not in a great spot. I'm all right with that. And yeah, I'm all right with it.
I am
I've
seen Samir White have a fucking season.
Now I was right though. I was now
GT
BBG. This is the issue with the Genty Bowers. That's what I'm saying. That kills the Bowers, man.
I didn't do it that often. I think I don't know. Yeah, you're still not wrong about taking 2 players on like a not great team.
What the wide receiver
not proven team so far.
Kind of hurts Myers in a way too. No, Myers, who I don't love his ADP anyways, at like 74.
Yeah, he's the third option.
I don't think it's really great for Myers.
I think if the pace is high enough and the defense is bad enough, which are both like that's high end of range of outcomes, then I think it's fine to good for everybody if the offense is efficient.
Yeah.
And we've seen Geno operate efficient offenses for stretches.
He just seems expensive for where he goes anyways. And the fact that he's going to lose a little bit more of that target share. But yeah. My problem is like Myers isn't that red zone guy anyway. So even if you have these extended drives and more red zone trips, I think
Myers is just a good player who will benefit in Rand. I think he's definitely. I definitely haven't been clicking him as much when he got 20 picks more expensive. The rookies were just better values there, but I mean, again, if the offense is fast paced enough, that's an environment you want fantasy assets in. And with Genty and Geno, the plan is to win now. So this could just be a much faster pace.
Gonzo bringing up a good little point. Swift ? For now, until Marion Hampton goes to
Hampton is coming for your Swift.
Well, there's a lot, and like there's a lot of second round guys. They have those 2 early second round picks. Like we might not even know today about the Swift bags. So
oh yeah.
It's like tomorrow at this time.
Also, the funny thing is, if you just swap the Browns and the Jags, it's been all chalk through 6 days.
Yeah. Even the Genty is not like it's. I didn't think that they would go down this road, but
I'd like to pat myself on the back for calling this like 3 months ago. I said, Pete Carroll, Spytech, Chip Kelly. Yeah, that's Genty. That's Genty at 6.
Yeah. Well, Spytech was the only GM at his pro day. So the only GM in
Why
the
was that?
entire league at his pro day.
Gotta go watch that grown man hurdle. Grown man.
I think it's fine for my bags. I think it's fine. I'm all right with that. It was what I was expecting anyways.
I'd say
so,
neutral. Yeah, I'd say neutral.
yeah. Like is
Still
Genty
good,
is Genty a first round pick? Is he a first round pick
Yes.
with the Raiders?
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
Because he got taken at 6 overall. You look at the history of running backs that are going A in the first round. And
Forget about that. It's not dynasty. It's not dynasty. It's 1
No,
year.
I'm talking year one. Year one. Guys that go in the top 10, the top 5, like those guys crush on volume alone.
Who would you take higher in a redraft or best ball? A Marion Hampton with the Bears or Ashton Genty with the Raiders?
Genty.
I think Genty gets more volume.
That. No,
than
it is Hampton with the Bears.
We just watched Ben Johnson split reps, and because the offense was awesome, they both ate, but they both capped each other until one.
This is the problem with Genty. This is the problem right there. Everyone's just
that's also assuming the Bears are going to be.
Everyone's just saying, "Yep, you're right."
I don't think Marion Hampton's
best.
close to Genty.
You take a running back 6 and not give him almost every single touch in the backfield. Like at the end of the day, fantasy is first and foremost.
I'm fine.
That's
with
a
this.
hot take.
I don't think. I'm fine with this. I'm perfectly fine with this. And if Genty's still a first round pick in Best Ball Mania, I'm not going to say I'm going to have 0%, but I'm going to be underweight. That's for sure.
We all knew that, bud. We all knew that.
If you went to the Bears, it would have been wheels up. I would have been 6 overall.
I mean,
I would have been drafting the shit.
I think for 99th percentile, I think I agree with you. But I think for 95% percentile,
Cody, would you rather see Hampton on the Bears or the Broncos?
Bears, no question.
Bears,
no question.
Wow.
Yeah, no question. Bears.
Peyton does some weird shit every once in a while. Yeah, Ben Johnson, I just trust he's gonna plug play and make it work.
Like Hampton to the Bears is like locked in for 15 touchdowns.
The pick is in for your Jets.
Yeah, please. I'm not watching, so I had to turn my TV.
What if they take a quarterback? That'd be fun. Just nuke Justin Fields.
Yes. That fan wants Max Payne.
The Giants are picking.
Yeah, please, Membu. Please, Banks or Membu. Just someone up there.
The Giants are picking up the 5th-year option on Kayvon Thibodeau PS, so they're not trading him.
I didn't. Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to trade a guy that you're going to take a huge loss hit on.
No hit
for the Giants. You know, like he was a first round pick. You're probably not getting more than like a 5th or a 4th from him. May as well just keep him.
For Thibodeau.
If you're giving him away, teams are not giving up like extra capital.
He's got 2 years of control without the 5th-year option and the option for the 5th-year option.
Well, that's why it didn't really make any sense to trade him, though. It's like you have a cost-controlled edge player.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like if you can get up for Jackson Dart or something like that. I don't know how that's going to work out for them now. I don't know how they're going to be able to trade up. I mean, maybe they're 34 or whatever it is in next year's first or something. That could, I guess, get it done up to Atlanta's spot or something. Because you got to figure they got to get ahead of Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh takes Dart if he's there.
I think Pittsburgh takes Sanders, but
what did we take, dude? Come on. Is he?
I mean,
Who do you want?
I knew who y'all took 10 minutes ago, but I was asked not to tip picks.
How much Fields do you have, BBG?
Probably like 15%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're asleep at the wheel on your own team.
I'm just over at 9.
I don't think you want any. I don't think you want anyone on the Jets besides Fields or Braylon Allen. But those two.
Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen was bad.
I kind of like.
Braylon Allen was 20 years
Brees
old.
Hall in the 40s, though. Not going to lie, at the end of that contest.
Yeah, I was doing that a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a smash click.
Or Brees Hall. It's like, I have enough Dev Smith, that's for sure.
Especially now, this is a great pick for the Jets.
You're going to be happy.
We all know.
You're going to be happy.
Armand Membu.
Let's go. Yes. Just keep it simple, Aaron Glenn. I love it.
Good for Fields.
God, we're literally just running the ball and playing defense. Running the ball and playing defense.
Yeah, that's all they want to do. Run the ball, play good defense.
Yeah.
Patriots are interested in trading into back into the first round. If the right player's there, but not to go up, just to go up.
Who's the right player for
Ted,
them?
maybe Ted's coming to the Pats.
Could be. Yeah, it's got to be Ted. I
That
guess.
would be such the Patriots move to draft the worst tackle available of the 3 tackles and then trade back up for a guy you could have just taken there at 5.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have traded back.
Is he Sonny Weaver Jr.
I feel like
or
you
what?
always want your team to
Is,
trade back, though.
is Sonny Weaver Jr. running the Pats right now?
Better than Bill Belichick.
Dude, and if anybody could do it, just totally fucking hog down your assistant and then go demand picks back. It's Mike Vrabel.
Panthers.
line and running the ball.
Oh, we got some fun spots coming up, dude.
I really
Bears.
would like the Panthers to take Tet right here.
Sneaky.
I love the Panthers to take Tet.
Well, I think Josh Norris connected a lot of dots to Dave Canales' son, who's on his staff. A lot of Tet McMillan connections and a huge need. Like Leggett was raw, injured, and not quite there. No offense to the cokeheads, but Jalen Coker's an undrafted free agent coming out of last year, and Adam Thielen's on his last leg and kind of a slot only guy. And Tet kind of profiles really well as like a power slot. So,
and it's not very difficult to see some Mike Evans in Tet McMillan. Look at Genty; he can't even see the fucking camera.
You know what else? He can't see
not even
him
tall
behind the
enough.
line.
He's not even tall enough to get his face in the camera, man.
He had a
Jeez.
step stool for him. He should have used it.
That just means his center of gravity is so low, like Maurice Jones-Drew and Doug Martin, that you can't tackle him. You really can't tackle him. He's already on the ground.
Adult grown men play in the NFL as well, so we'll see. Like how many players did he play against in the Mountain West that are NFL players? Maybe one on each team he played against. Maybe
is the
one.
TV caught up?
No, I don't know.
Okay. God damn it! I hate waiting when I know.
Where are you finding
Saints
it
on the clock, and then the Bears. The Saints.
Yeah, the pick is in for the Panthers. By the way,
all right, I don't know yet.
Who are they?
I ain't saying shit, Chad.
Yeah, that offensive line for the Jets is in good shape. That's in good shape.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked on that. This is going to be a rebuild after all the wasted picks to get Adams and money spent on Lazard and Adams and Rodgers.
Adams, second round pick, just for
yeah, we're like
so they could stay friends.
Yeah, I think we lost the first 3 games that we had him or something.
They should
awesome.
give Aaron Rodgers worst GM 3 times back to back of all time.
Dude. And then Hackett, bro. It's like, all right, I get the players, but like really Hackett? Like, dude,
sneaky good for the offense just to have a very good very good tackle. Like that O-line last year was my biggest concern outside of Rodgers' age. And it's been an issue for like 3 years. So very good. Very good.
You guys think
Genty
is actually bullish for Bowers?
I was trying to make that argument, that like they just get more third downs converted and stuff like that. Like the offense just moves more efficiently. They're going to be more in the end zone. Yeah, like I could see Bowers scoring 12 touchdowns because
the only way it's bearish for him is if he starts catching like 60 plus balls, 80 plus balls like a CMC. And when we've seen that like not take away totally from other offenses that are very good as far as spike weeks.
But they're also going to be running less passing plays and more running plays. Like
but
they were already going to do that with Pete Carroll and
Bowers instead of needing 115 receptions could be like a Kittle profile, like 1100, but on less catches with more touchdowns.
Then he's 4 rounds too expensive.
No, okay,
4 rounds.
If the
not like a current Kittle, like prime Kittle.
Even prime Kittle, please.
They can run the top 10 most plays, and that balances out any sort of pass run ratio, in my humble opinion.
I don't know. I think that this hurts round 1 Bowers. Like Bowers has to fall to at least the 2-3 turn.
You know what it is? I mean, Cody, your argument is just basically
bro,
the other tight ends are the ones that are mispriced.
No, Bowers is mispriced.
Well, no.
There is no elite tight end option realistically this year, in my opinion. If there is, it's like Bowers and then
he gets an
I think
upgrade.
Bowers-
If you like what he did last year, I think you're pretty happy.
I was gonna say, like, if the pace of play and the quality of the offense goes up, he can regress by like 20 receptions and still be very good if the offense is just scoring more often. But even then, I don't expect.
Does that make him a first round pick, a 1-2 turn?
He's not
pick?
a first round pick right now. His ADP's 15. He's a second round pick.
14.6 or something like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
He's a 1-2 turn guy. Sometimes first round, sometimes second round. Like
I've seen anyone take him in the first. To be honest,
I liked McBride better just because you were getting a similar type of profile, but he's been dominant back-to-back years with heavy touchdown regression. So like I don't disagree with you from like a opportunity cost perspective but I don't want to overlook a guy that just crushed on volume and yak ability in kind of a dog shit offense, and they got an improved quarterback and potentially an improved pace of play with OC and coach. So I don't want to dismiss the upgrades on the macro that have come in.
I mean,
I don't think I'm gonna have 20% Bowers, but I'll have my at field 8% for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Like, and I'm not gonna be fading Bowers like I did in the big board. That Bowers fade was a big board.
The Panthers.
Yeah, I knew
it finally in.
Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it in?
Yeah.
Can I finally say it?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Damn, boys.
Welcome to Carolina, Potato McMillan.
That's huge.
Feeling very good about all of my Bryce Young bags, feeling pretty good about my Tech McMillan bags, and feeling pretty goddamn good about fading Coker and Xavier Legette. Who's with me?
Yeah, I don't think anybody
had.
Like,
I didn't take any Panthers the whole time.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Legette and Coker, but not maybe like 6% each or something, 5 or 6%. You're 20% Coker?
0.8%.
0.8.
0.8.
I think you said 20.8 or something.
5.3 Thielen, 5.7 Legette. I don't know. I feel like it was expected for them to tap into receiver here. But the thing is, when you go low, right? So like I went low on all their receivers. I'm also pretty low on Bryce Young because I don't know who to pair with it. Because I don't like
too. Yeah,
I don't land on Bryce Young.
I was just taking rookies. I was just shadow stacking him with rookies and the running backs.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with Steve that I'm sure Tet gets a shot first outside, and then maybe they can move him inside. But I think Thielen's like 60 to 80% slot share still is live. And I think Tet's ultimate like unlocking is a BTJ like back half versatility, move him in, move him out, make him the engine, yada yada. But that might be more of a year two play. I think this kind of nukes Legette and Coker, and this is fine for everybody else.
Coker certainly.
Yeah. Unless well, I don't think they would. Maybe they restructured them, but I guess they could trade Adam Thielen, which I think they probably should. Like move him to a contender, give him a shot to win something, because they're not winning.
Trying to get the most out of Bryce Young's rookie contract, though.
Yeah, but I mean, Coker, if he goes anywhere, it's going to be in the slot. So
I do agree with you.
If you want to give him a shot, then that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
You know what I mean?
Thielen could absolutely be this year's Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, moved on his last year, yada yada, and yeah, I agree. Especially if Ted's opening up, they're like, we just got to give him in the slot more. It makes more sense to not just relegate. So I agree. I don't know if he'll get moved in the summer. I could absolutely see him being moved mid-year. And we see that a lot with aging receivers on their last year of the contracts, which is why I've been a little squeamish on Sutton the last 2 months, because he's had trade rumors two years back to back, and he's over 30 on the last year of his contract as well.
Who's got any pairings with Bryce Young and Ted McMillan?
He says Rip Legette.
I got one.
I'm sure I
where
do.
you're getting him. It's not like he's being drafted at 70, right? So I think that's fine.
Do the Saints so all the smoke lately is the Saints are not taking a quarterback here, and they will target one later. That's been the smoke.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get a trade here. But maybe not.
Saints,
Genti's off.
Saints pick is in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Saints pick is in.
I know what the Saints pick is. Yes.
Don't say anything yet.
Oh, really?
Brother, I ain't tipping shit.
How do you already know?
Yeah, where are you getting it from? Like my
Thanks,
Twitter's
shit.
before the TV, but the
On Twitter,
Twitter's
baby.
behind you, I guess.
I have been a draft fiend for 12 years. I know where to get my tipped picks. I love being in the bar with my buddies and be like, "Oh shit, I know who it is," and then just sit
I
there.
hate doing that. I hate doing
You
that.
guys
When I
see
watch it on the
meme
TV.
that
I don't
Rudman
even
dropped
look at my.
What, Pat?
The meme that Rudman dropped on Twitter
Oh,
after
it's
the
so good. Here,
Will pick.
I didn't know if y'all wanted to. Oh,
I don't even know if you could pull it up. I don't even know if that's
brother.
like if that's YouTube
We'll flash
appropriate.
it. We'll flash it. We'll flash. I'll censor it. I'll
That's
censor it.
crazy. It's the underhand grip too. Wild.
All right, folks. So Nick Rudman, one of the heads of
Maybe not
Underdog, hated the Will Campbell to the Patriots pick so much so that this was his only tweet for the night. It's incredible. Oh,
Are you pulling it up or what?
I didn't think you
Oh, my
flashed it.
bad. I forget I have to not only share, but then make room for it. Here we go.
Oh man.
Yikes. Maybe attach it to the hands. I don't know. Make the arms longer.
shorter arms, longer hog. I like Tet just fine. When you account for the fact that he played through an injury last year and led his team in all the production back-to-back years, and he's as big as he is, I think it's just hard to see how he fails, especially in the modern NFL, where worst case scenario, you move your explosive guy into the slot to get easier coverage.
That's an interesting pick for the Saints. Just fucking when in doubt, pick
Is it
an offensive
officially
lineman.
in?
Yeah, it's in.
So the Saints take Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle out of Texas. We were told Banks would go higher than the media expected for probably the last week, and he does. And I think if any team you could connect to O-line more than New England, it was New Orleans.
Well, not even. It's always New Orleans. Like they've drafted a first round offensive lineman the past 18 years in a row, it seems.
It's either O-line, D-line, or they trade up for their position players. They're big brass guys.
Baby. Bears time.
Bears,
Yeah,
here we go.
this is an interesting one.
This is huge.
Man, the Saints are going to be so bad at football this year.
Emo, I hate that you know before I can see your eyes. You're waiting for it to pop up on your screen.
Oh no, it's in that fast, huh?
It's just taken in.
Who are you
That's what I see
following?
on my
Who are you
screen.
following on Twitter?
I ain't saying shit, man. Relax.
You say it with your eyes.
I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush.
I'm gonna find it.
I have
It's
ADHD.
boring.
I love them
Good.
fast.
You feel good about 13% Tet because he's in that range where he's right next to DK. It's where do you want to?
I think
Carolina. He's gonna have a chance to carve out 25% pretty easily.
Yeah.
He was going 10 to 15 picks higher before people thought he'd be the second or third receiver drafted past pick 12. So
Right.
obviously, I also think this is better than the Cowboys just because I think Tet's true ability is kind of like CeeDee Lamb, where get half your third to half your slot work of your snaps, and CeeDee Lamb is best operating on the slot. So I think for Tet's true upside, getting to kind of consolidate slot and outside the best it makes sense. And I like what Cody said. If he's breaking out like that, you move Thielen and call it a day. Lamb's not going anywhere. So Tet could have been playing a little out of position. Kind of like McMillan last year. McMillan best kind of out of the slot. He can play outside, but he struggled a little bit more outside than in the slot, and was really able to blow up once he consolidated a little bit of that Godwin work.
What does this do for Kamara?
It's good.
That's good.
It's good.
They said
Very
they
good.
want Kamara. They want to use him, and whoever plays quarterback, at least the line is not atrocious.
It's actually fantastic. Like, it's a really good offensive line. It's a really good offensive line.
That was big for them to get their tackle there.
I was only able to acquire one Bryce Tet team out of 260 drafts or whatever.
Yeah, I got one as well. Well, one in the big board, anyways. That's all I looked at. And
I only have 9 Bryce teams, so that's why. But I did check, and I do have 12 Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence combos.
12?
Oh shit!
Yeah. Dang. I only have 3.
That's thick.
I only got 3.
They're Travis Hunter is my most drafted wide receiver. I took him the whole way up, so he's just
schedule release is Wednesday, May 14th. Damn, that's a wait.
Oh, wow,
that's longer than I wanted to wait for that. Say that.
I think it was the 17th last year.
I think it was the 10th last year.
Was it? Maybe.
I feel like Coker was like semi this year's Wicks. He's just trying to be pushed on us in like the same range. Like, it's a good
Yeah.
Take Coker. It's a good call. He came on at the end of the season. No.
We'll see what the Browns do in the second, but I'm back in on Cedric Tillman, baby. I'm back in.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's definitely good for but they have 2 second-round picks.
Yeah, they have 2 seconds now. I know.
One of those picks is a wide receiver, and Tillman goes
This
back.
has to be RB, bro.
I hope they go
this has
like
to be RB. Please. We need
tight end.
I won't be happy until I see tears.
The TV is so slow. I already know the 49ers pick. Good God.
Wait,
Are you?
Jeez, that's aggressive.
On.
Turn it off and just enjoy life.
I relax. All right, I'm letting y'all talk.
You look unhappy.
I'm in the future. I live my life unhappy. That's why I'm so emo. The chat is on fire.
I have so much
lovely
Hampton.
ladies on the
I
TV.
mean, I guess Hampton or Henderson. Come on.
If Rattler is starting, all hope is lost. That's all I'm gonna say. I think the Saints know they can't go into the season.
Honestly, we're this far in Dart, Milrow, everyone's still there. I think they just go second round. Honestly, like I don't think quarterbacks.
No, teams pick 10. It's only pick 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's over.
Down,
all the quarterback teams are like gone.
They're sliding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about y'all, but I think, outside of my stream obligations here on the Sanctuary every Monday with Tom, my BBM strategy is probably going to be hammer the first 24 hours and then kind of wait till the schedule release. And then
I
wait
usually
for
don't
spring news.
I usually don't draft at all until.
Are you doing 150, Tyler? Or are you just?
I don't think so.
69.
I don't. All right, the pick is official.
The pick
on
is official.
The NFL site.
That's wild. I don't like this.
Yes, the Komet fade pays off. Oh, let's go.
And it 10 overall to the Bears.
Loveland.
I like it.
Literally,
That's crazy, dude.
Just went and got his new Laporta. He came in saying, "I don't give a fuck about your tight ends."
Oh my god, I got a grip.
Let's go. Where's my?
Can we get Warren to the Colts, please? I faded Warren. I took Loveland. Let's go.
That's a pretty good landing spot for Loveland.
Wilson Loveland flying into the 90s, 80s.
Yeah,
Forming right past Njoku.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll see if Warren goes to the Chargers now.
I mean,
Dude,
the fear was that the tight end 2 would go to Indy. So now it's like Warren has to avoid Indianapolis to not suck ass.
Did the Bears have their second round pick?
2 second-round picks, 2 early second-round picks.
So they're live to just go Judkins or something, or who's ever, Henderson.
They could trade back in for Hampton, something like that.
San Fran goes Hampton. I'll laugh.
Oh my God, bro.
I'll laugh. Hey, CMC's getting older, man. CMC's getting older.
Yeah, and Tom and I were drafting a lot of Kmet early on, and then the second the last month, the winds shifted.
Yeah, what? I know, out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, it was just like, oh, the Bears are a real landing spot for Warren or Loveland. I was like, oh shit. Well,
yeah, I kept looking at Kmet at the 170s, like in the first month and a half. Like, dude, this is a good pick. He was good last year.
This is pretty bullish. This is great for Loveland. I think it's great for I think it's good for the offense. I think the signals that they're going to do a lot of 12 personnel with Kmet and Loveland as their main two. And that allows Moore and Rome to consolidate a lot more targets than having a third receiver, which makes sense. I think on the value on the board as a blocker and as a receiver, it makes more sense to work out of 12 with the run game than out of 11. So,
but that's just that hurts. If that theory is correct, which I don't disagree with at all, then that hurts Kmet a crazy amount.
Oh yeah,
Durham Smythe is in town, and he's going to be that blocking half of that 12 personnel, like the Brock Wright in Detroit. If we're looking at Detroit, right? Brock Wright, Durham Smythe, Sam Laporta, Colston Loveland. Cole Kmet might be dead.
I wonder if he gets moved.
He could.
If a team misses out,
what are you going to get? 6 round
not a lot. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot, but
no, I know.
Yeah, but he's also holdover.
That's always weird to me when good players just die. They actually do what Schneid's saying. They place Smythe as the blocking guy and then Loveland outside. But Kmet's a perfectly fine tight end in the NFL.
I mean, we tell people this
above average.
Every year we tell people be mindful.
Michael Mayer.
Guys, if new head coaching staff comes in, no one's job is super secure, especially if you're a meh holdover player that's already been kind of relegated by a previous regime.
So for Cole Kmet's contract, he's got 3 more years under contract, which is a little aggressive. But if they trade him post June 1, they only lose 1.6 for the next 3 years, but they save 10 million over the next 3 years. So they save 30, they lose 4.2 or whatever that is, 4.8.
Yeah, it looks like the out is easier. Yeah, it looks like next year the out is a little bit easier.
Even if they trade him this year, that's for cut. If they trade him this year post June 1, then they can easily eat that contract. So So wow, that could be on the table. Cole Kmet getting traded to who?
They could also just want depth and want their own guys. But yeah, I think if Kmet does not get traded, he's pretty much a zero. Again, like in the Shane Waldron offense, just in a different, more painful way.
Yeah, I think that's good process though, and realistically, there's no other wide receiver on the Bears that's draftable. Like even Zacchaeus, and mind you, he wasn't already anyways, but. Unless they draft with the early second round pick, if they draft a wide receiver, then I guess that changes things. But yeah, interesting. Well, my Jeremy Ruckert shares with the Jets are actually in decent shape. my Justin Fields Jeremy Ruckert shares bags are actually
that is so random.
And I guess this also confirms with that beyond a shadow of a doubt that Chicago's not bringing Keenan Allen back, because I don't think you take Loveland there to.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I got that 6 times Justin Fields and Jeremy Ruckert in big board.
Okay.
Also, shout out to
they did sign Stone Smart. I want to throw that out there.
I'm not worried about that as an actual.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should. That's the thing though, is shout out to the grinders of the best ball draft props that were saying a nice long shot was Loveland tight end 1.
Yeah. I think Dvorak is the proprietor of that one. I heard first.
I think
I don't think that's a great. I actually don't think that's a great like. I mean, yeah, it's
Maybe
all
just
right.
what
I
I heard
suppose.
first.
I would have preferred if they went with defensive line, like a defensive end, but
The boys finally out on Keenan, bro. I got 1 to 2% Keenan.
I haven't been taking Keenan for like the last 45 days. I don't know who on the stream is taking Keenan. Keenan's ADP is like 140, 150, somewhere around there.
I have 2. I took Keenan Allen twice in the big board out of 150 drafts.
Yeah, I think he was a fine enough target in the first 2 weeks before anybody signed, but when he went 3 weeks without signing anywhere, it was pretty obvious you should just hold off and wait.
I just got burned like last year. I totally forgot. Last year I had like 15 or 16% Michael Mayer in the big board because he was like pick 180. And then out of nowhere they get Bowers.
Yeah, he got Cole Kmeted.
Yeah, I have 8% Cole Kmet. I have $129 on Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I got 10% Cole Kmet. That hurts my Cole Kmet bags a little bit. Mind you, like in the big board, he still might be draftable as like a ripcord 20th round pick.
Oh, you never know,
if you like theorize it that way, but yeah.
Oh, you meant I don't know if Keenan does play any. The only landing spot I can think of that makes sense for Keenan Allen is Tennessee. Hey,
my Bengals.
Really? They have 2 slot guys in Yoshi and Gesicki.
No, Yoshi Voss is not a slot guy. He's not a slot guy.
Terrible.
I mean, who would you rather have in the slot, Chase or Keenan? You'd rather have Chase.
No, yeah, but just as far as like, he's not a full-time player on any team, but on the Bengals, he could be.
I think Keenan's in Tennessee where they don't have anybody outside of Ridley really.
I actually think that Treylon Burks should be a slot receiver. I thought that his whole career so far. So give him a shot in the slot. And
he tore his ACL in like week 16 last year.
No, I'm not saying I guess, but
I'm just saying as far as a fit, I don't see a team other than the Titans where Keenan makes sense for. They lack in pass catchers. They have a brand new quarterback that could use every rep to feel good and like play well year one. Other than that, I don't see.
Keenan gets to play with the 101 each year. That's just what it is. He just goes
team to team. Bring along the 101.
This is a good pick for the Niners. That's who I thought the Bears were going to take was Michael Williams.
Michael Williams edge makes a lot of sense.
Dude,
nice. Maybe not as shitty as they wanted. Also, yeah, rip to the cokeheads.
PPR Tyler's the only cokehead I know.
There were many cokeheads. You watch the Pete Overs at Best Ball breakfast streams. The cokeheads are on their own supply.
This year's Wicks.
Yeah.
Not his really push, but he was like a semi-Wicks pick. Like, do you know ball?
No, he was definitely Wicksy for sure.
Yeah. Also, shout out Cody.
I don't think.
No, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, building back to front, like, Kmet wasn't a bad pick. Like, so anyone that, like, ends up with a lot of Kmet, or Cody of 10%, it wasn't a bad pick.
No.
I think the argument against Kmet in his range were the tight ends that went after him.
Yes.
And the small threat that they could have touched on in the draft, although this is unexpected.
Yeah, the whole reason I have 10% Kmet is not because I like Cole Kmet. It's because I like Caleb Williams. It's because I like Ben Johnson. I like the Bears. That's the reason I have 10% Cole Kmet. So no, it's not a bad pick. And realistic, like I said, like if you theorize it this way, that like it's a 20-round draft, and would you click Cole Kmet in the 20th round? Maybe as like a ripcord double stack option. So if I can theorize it that way, then it's still not a bad click. But regardless, like, yeah, it is what it is.
Kind of tough to take a tight end 10 overall, though. Just like team building of all the positions. If I was a Bears fan, I'd be kind of bummed that you just took a tight end. But Colston Loveland looked like a phenomenal pass catcher and all advanced stats, and he did clear Tyler Warren easily whenever you remove some like the quick hitting screen and out stuff. I believe he his efficiency, his dominator rating, his leading the team in receptions and yards with all that considered. You're looking at like a Kittle Laporta-esque player. And if he's
Cowboys don't even take
such
offense?
a terrible pick, in my opinion. Yeah, he's
They
an
don't even
offensive
take
lineman.
offense?
Offensive
Or, well, the
lineman.
offensive line. But, dude, what? Like, oh.
Javonte, your daddy Williams.
I've been taking Javonte, too, because you know the Cowboys just...
Dallas drafts a guard at 12. That's
stuff,
tough.
And he's like the most unathletic guard on the planet,
Someone
too.
check on Steph.
That's such a bad pick, in my opinion.
Honestly, I have so much CD
Cowboys.
Lamb and Dak that fine, whatever, give him a guard.
I mean,
I've got a ton of Dak and CD as well, but
guard at 12 is tough.
Yeah, and he's like the most unathletic. His athleticism score is 58 on the screen there.
Name?
Like,
I don't even remember hearing his name.
Tyler Booker, he's from Alabama. He's the Will Anderson of the offense, they've been calling him.
Oh, okay.
But like,
shit.
He's so unathletic. He's just like a good leader, no nonsense kind of guy. But it's like, I guess at least he can see over the fucking get his face on the camera, unlike Genty.
I'm kind of thinking we might see a running back to the Chargers coming up here.
Oh,
don't even talk like that.
No, I can't defend two running backs in one night. No.
Don't even. That would
$1 million contract. I mean.
It's up to 9.5. It's up to like 10 mil for
dude. When the Cowboys take RJ Harvey in round 3, bro, it's over for Javonte Williams.
They're still picking a running back just because it wasn't at 12 doesn't mean that Javonte.
No,
we said that last year. They went out and got 2 guys. You know, like
here's my Galbraith take though. The Cowboys are the only team where like a 6th or 7th round running back could easily smash on that offense over Javonte. So like Rocket Sanders or Taj Brooks late, you know,
Jarquez Hunter.
Oh, Jarquez,
that would just melt my heart.
Yep.
Like Miami's not going Shador, right?
No.
If they don't even sign a good backup, they're not drafting a decent backup.
It's gonna be Jahdae Barron. It's gonna be Jahdae Barron.
Let me check my future and see if you're right.
At this point,
no, don't look into the future.
Can take more hits.
You have to. You have to be surprised with us.
Pick already, right?
Who's to say?
Oh my god!
I'm dying, bro. I'm dying. So far, how's everyone's bags looking? How's everyone? I didn't see the Komet versus Loveland. Who has a lot of Loveland here?
I don't have a lot of either one of Loveland or Komet because I was pretty worried that one of Warren or Loveland would get Indianapolis nuked, and I wanted to be measured. So I've got like maybe at field for both tight ends.
How about Warren?
Warren, I'm underweight. I just figured I'll take the guy who's projected to go right around the same capital, who's a better pass catcher, who goes, at first he was like 155, which is where I took him every time, like almost every time. And then as he moved up to 120, I started mixing in Njoku again and stuff like that. But I bypassed Warren almost every time. Like I had like 4%.
Really? Well, he goes right next to Mark Andrews. We'll see if
I was never really taking it. I don't love it, but I was taking Andrews, Kelsey, Njoku over Komet and Loveland pretty much every single time, just because we know that those guys are proven pass catchers with proven red zone roles attached to really good offenses, or offensive upside. And then also that range super costly to go tight end over quarterback from like a structural.
That's
standpoint.
what it is. Yeah.
And then same thing for Komet. Komet has always been in a range where I preferred to hit either my QB3 or my RB4 or 5 or my wide receiver 7. So I have like 6% Komet, 3%.
And like
Warren,
Pat was saying earlier with Komet, there was like 5 other tight ends in that range that were all equal at the very least.
Yeah, so. Ertz, Gesicki, and then even like late, like Juwan, like those guys were fine to me.
Well, Otten was there. Gesicki.
Oh, yeah, how can I forget? How can I forget my boy?
Of the Chargers. Like I luckily land on 22% Colson Loveland, but I was also hoping for like the Chargers. The Bears was like very small. I figured if anything for offense they would be going.
Chargers been playing small ball at tight end for back-to-back years. It just felt like it's a position they feel very comfortable. And also Conklin,
Conklin becomes a very good pick.
I've been trying to prioritize him in stacks because it's like he's the natural pass catcher there, and they also like Disley. And
there's just still lots of draft here, guys. There's still lots of draft here. We're 12 picks in.
Yeah, I think we've learned anything. Harbaugh doesn't give a shit.
Warren will kill Conklin.
Yeah,
the day 2, day 3 guy could still hurt him a lot, but where he goes in the 20th round starts to hurt a lot less, and there's upside there if he sneaks in.
Well, also this is an organization that rotates tight ends and doesn't really care, so that's why I think any of those guys are defensible in stacks in the 20th round.
So Warren's nuked then to the Colts. Warren's a Colt.
Unless they were lying to us the whole offseason.
Which if they take a tight end here, I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't either.
Warren's a good, he's good for blocking, which is kind of what they need to. Like he's more the blocking guy.
They could use an offensive lineman.
Oh, you know what? I take
that
back. Warren allows them to play the triple quarterback run option wishbone. I take it all back.
I just don't know what kind of linemen are left in this draft. I don't know the quality of linemen. I guess
they have a good offensive line. They don't need an offensive lineman either. But they don't need a tight end to help block. They don't need to pick a tight end at 14 to help block. Like they need defense. They need a lot of things.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I wouldn't agree with this pick either, but I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if the Colts pick.
Very Tyler fair. I will say if Dimes is starting, Warren's not new. If AR is starting, that short and intermediate is brutal. And we saw it kill Josh Downs ceiling games because 3 or 4 targets a game where he's getting 5 to 10 yard targets and they're just not anywhere close to him. Yeah, and that's what tight ends tend to eat. So
when you're 10 yards up the field and the ball's coming at you 100 miles an hour, it's like just put some touch on that, bro.
I mean, that was Kaepernick's thing.
Yeah, you guys way back. It's not advanced analytics, but the games that Barkley was healthy and played with Daniel Jones, it was double the fantasy points. And this was years and years of data. It's 18 points per game fantasy wise when Barkley was playing versus 9 points. He's going to have a similar situation with JT. Good enough offense. If Jones gets on the field with Warren, Josh Downs, Pittman, and JT, it might not look as ugly as everyone thinks.
No, I don't think it would either. And the offensive line is not horrible for the Colts. It's better than the Giants had. So
I agree with you, Pat. I agree.
But Warren's probably falling behind Njoku in this scenario.
For sure.
I think he falls past Tucker Kraft in this scenario.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I can see that.
I won't be surprised if people are clicking Kincaid because of Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, he falls to the K-Dot and Ertz range. Really,
I don't know if he falls that far unless those guys are rising 20, 30 picks.
I don't know.
Kincaid's a tough pick for you.
What's Warren's ceiling if that's the scenario?
Miami
Dolphins
defense.
Pick
all right.
Dolphins pick Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle.
Nice.
Good player.
He's probably linked for 4 touchdowns with Daniel Jones and A-Rich.
Yeah, 700 yards, 4 touchdowns, something like that. That's Cade Otton.
I think Cade Otton's upside's better just because the pass offense he's attached to.
That's what I'm saying. Tyler Warren falls back to the Ertz, Otton, Gesicki range.
I know that's. I know.
If Warren's good for JT, sneakily.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yes, Robert, I feel you.
That is fair, Robert.
Yeah, it's kind of I was hoping honestly
the Indy pick is in.
This recent run of picks is making me flaccid. Yeah, this draft is
I was
a
hoping
softball.
Ted would fall to a more exciting team than the Panthers. Personally,
I think the Cowboys would have selected him. The fact that they gave all that smoke about Golden and they went guard instead tells me they would have taken Ted. I think there if the Panthers didn't.
I think more importantly, the
it's just the Jags took an offensive player, so that's fun. Like I was just one of those guys. Genty, Ted, and I wasn't even considering Hunter, but I'll take that all day. That was
definitely
awesome.
a surprise. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if
they probably need
improve.
defense. Like they probably needed Graham more, honestly.
They do. They definitely do. Their interior, the interior of the defensive line is complete dog shit.
I love it's like a Bindles from last year. They're gonna throw the ball every single game being down. The other teams, it's gonna be target Jags defense probably.
Yeah. The defense is not in a good spot.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Which
pick is in for the Colts? Gotta be Warren. Ugh.
Dude, let's get it, dude. Just chalk.
The more they prioritize offense, though, the worse the defense stays, which is good for shootouts.
For the Colts, you're talking, or are you talking Jags?
I don't know which team we were talking about. I was assuming it was the Colts, but I was going to be vague because in
It
general,
well, we were talking about both for a second.
Yeah, I was talking about the Jags,
but that's the correct answer to both.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If the offenses are getting better and healthier, that just means more interdivision shootouts, especially late season, which is good for us.
Did it. They did it.
Is it official? Official?
It's official. This just nukes Tyler Warren, man. Again, like he falls to the odd max.
All right, let's see. Tyler Warren, welcome to the Indianapolis Colts. Sick ass hands, though. You got to admit.
Oh, he's a good player, but I don't know.
I think
Daniel Jones to Tyler Warren wins BBM. Calling it here.
Ceiling's probably like 8 touchdowns this year for this guy, just based on the QBs right now.
I think that's very, very fair.
Well, it's just like the weird thing with that team. They had 3 receivers get 800 yards for the Colts last year. So what changes there? And then how much of that can migrate to the tight end position realistically when you're run first? You know what I mean? Like it's just
you got to think about the QBs doing the factor in the red zone. When you have JT, it's very hard to be like, hey, JD Dimes or A-Rich, I want you to throw.
There's too many mouths to feed in an inefficient offense. Like
this made me laugh.
Yeah, I saw that was a while ago, wasn't it? Or someone said that like a week ago, and I was like, yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm not mocking a pass catcher to the Colts, because I agree with that sentiment. That's what I'm saying. Like a super inefficient offense. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think it's the wrong pick for the Colts, honestly.
I agree. I'm gonna be pretty out on Tyler Warren personally.
Saying we have shitty tight ends to just take Warren is probably the wrong answer to the question, you know?
Yeah.
The wrong question. You know, you're not even asking the right question.
It's just like you have bigger fish to fry.
What a random position to care about. Like, go first round tight end. Like
you have been rotating 4 guys for 5 years.
Yeah.
Why bother taking one in the first round at this point when you don't have an accurate quarterback on the roster?
The Colts finally move on. Jelani Woods.
Pittman's 100% healthy. Downs is
oh my God.
Tree.
No,
Mallory.
Mo Alley Cox. I'll never get
Kylan Granson, Mo Alley Cox, like 6 different tight ends on this roster.
I never knew who to backstack at the end. I'd always switch.
We just want one guy.
At least we have one now. At least we know the guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair for best ball purposes.
Too bad we don't know the quarterback.
Cody, the Colts are the people going Bowers in the second round in a 20-round contest.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Got him.
BBG didn't even hear that
when you
one.
Start RB.
No, I was galaxy braining a thought that maybe you should be taking elite tight end more in the big board, because a lot of those dudes down there just get replaced anyways, and there's more certainty after the draft, and so it's easier to take late tight ends for stacks and whatnot.
Nah,
just a nah.
What are the Falcons are just working the phones trying to trade out. I think right here. This is the first time the clock has actually been ticking on the screen.
Dude,
it's not just like it is in.
Is it that they wanted Warren because they were out on pits? They're like, fuck, shit, fuck, shit.
Yeah, they're just calling everybody they can get a hold of.
Yeah.
At some point, everyone was on the Jelani Woods click. At some point in their life,
Yeah,
you had made the click.
I refuse to pick
round.
a tight end who was part of a 4 tight end timeshare. You guys were insane, and I said
rookie Jelani.
2 years
Rookie
ago,
Jelani.
3 years ago, first year for for underdog. It was Jelani was like
Jelani is everybody's first kiss.
Yeah,
Joke on you. I only kiss guys though.
Yeah. Yeah, rookie Jelani, man, 3rd round, former quarterback. I was hot and heavy for Jelani.
I mean, this is the
spoiler didn't work out for me.
They're gonna try Warren out at quarterback. They'll be like, oh shit, this is
what school did Moali Cox go to off the schneid?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I don't know the answer.
Purdue.
Okay,
I don't know that one.
I'll look in.
I can tell you in about 4 seconds.
Is the Colts offense like they've got to be like minus 250 to have?
He went to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth.
Okay,
there you go. The football powerhouse.
Virginia Commonwealth. We didn't take Warren, dude. Fuck yeah. This has gone very.
Yeah, Warren's
so we didn't. I was gonna ask
slamming tight ends there. So
I was gonna ask you guys on that. Where does Breece Hall go now? 2nd round for sure,
dude.
A very wise streamer once said 5 minutes ago, guys, we got a lot of draft to go, and
yeah, that's an overreaction there, Cody. That's an over.
No.
Like my Conklin take. He's in the 20th round.
How? So we're really sitting here saying that the Jets are going to replace or they're going to draft a running back?
I think Breece is still on the
slide. I like him in 4.
Everyone I respected said that Breece was potentially on the trade block. I don't think that's gone anywhere right now.
I suppose.
No, not yet.
Until we get out of round 2, I still think he's a trade risk.
Wherever he goes, it's probably a better situation than the Jets, though.
Right. Yeah, he's underpriced. He's underpriced.
That's probably a good thing.
It's more of just a construction thing. And for some reason, I'm always in the back end of that. Not for some reason, but I always have Bowers or like Genty. And then when Breece does fall to me early 4th, I'm like, I can't take another running back here.
Atlanta is just panicking right now.
Yeah, they're like, we'll take anything. We'll take 2 seconds.
I think their fears of
Cousins if you take this pick.
I think their fears of a lot of O-line going off the board more than they hoped happened.
Yeah,
just give us a bag of shiny football.
They're gonna panic pick Matthew Golden.
They're gonna panic.
They've never had a pick outside of they felt super confident about. So 15 is double the players they're usually having to account for.
Dude, Jalen Walker, easy click. Let's go.
Too bad. It would
Easy
funny.
There we go.
It would have been funny to see the Falcons go Tyler Warren here.
I think they would have. I think they absolutely would have.
That would have been my dream.
They went both Colston and Warren.
Falcons about to auto draft here. Like,
Mel's
got
Sanders.
Yeah, dude, we haven't top of the board right now.
Yeah, we haven't had a good faux pas in a while since the Raiders drafted the wrong Byron Young and the team timed out. Was it the Vikings or the Vikings timed out on their pick and got skipped?
It was like 2011 or something.
Yeah, God, good times.
I can't believe I watched a whole.
I think it's a medicals thing for Walker, if I'm not mistaken.
It's got to be the pick here, Georgia kid.
I saw a whole 30 for 30 on how they made the freaking chime for the draft. I can't believe that's like a 30.
The chime, you say?
Which chime? This one?
This time?
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I forgot. Yes, the famous chime, man.
Yeah, I think they're O-line and tight end.
I think the probably a random boost from getting close to Loveland. That was unexpected.
But I think they had to have known that the Colts would take Warren there.
What does this do for Darnell Mooney?
I think they thought one tight end was going to go before them, not two. Is all I'm saying.
But when the Colts are on the board or on the clock and Warren's there, you got to at least like have a pretty good inkling that
I don't know.
could be their pick, you know.
Yeah,
mind you, Arthur Blank is pretty dusty looking.
It's kind of crazy how much chalk hit in the first 15.
I was going to say that mocks from like a month ago were the ones that were right. Like they were just perfect.
Shout
I
out
don't think
to Josh
enough
Norris.
down bad the Dallas fans could be right now, because right now they're
Someone check on Seth Miller.
Chalk,
are they gonna
gets it
forget to draft or like offense again this year?
The pick is in.
One pick
Pick
down.
Falcons
Pick
take
official.
Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
at least they
easy
didn't
pick.
blunder
Easy
that.
pick.
Yeah. At least they didn't blunder that.
I wonder if they were just fishing for some last stupid reporter, if they were just being like, who wants him? Come get him.
All right. Arizona's kind of a wide receiver spot for Golden.
Yeah,
I've seen him
she's
out there.
on the board.
This is
It's Golden or it's Line. I think they wanted
I had them taking Josh Simmons.
I was gonna say
Offensive
Josh Simmons is the guy everybody's connected him to, so
That's who I had them taking.
yeah. Golden seems
But Golden's on the board. He's on the board for them, I think.
Seattle's going to Mika.
Can I ask a question?
Oh.
Is the NFL telling us that the Matthew Golden 40-time gate was in fact fake?
Yeah, like started off like 3.4 late.
No, I
Ran
mean,
a fake
Worthy ran a
4.29.
4.21 and he barely made it in the first round. So
Who? What? What was that?
Worthy was barely
Oh,
he barely made the first round with a 4.22 or whatever.
4-2, yeah.
It's not like
4-2,
this is pretty
whatever it
high.
was.
Golden.
It would be.
It was a much more
I
stacked
would
wide
not
receiver
be-
class. Like BTJ went 20, so I don't think that's saying what you think it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Jefferson got drafted after Jalen Rager, 23rd
No, it's more so
overall.
these running backs are falling to some pretty good teams down here.
This was all expected, I thought. Like, I'm not surprised. The Broncos.
Dude, Hampton blows up Chase Brown. Will it into existence.
Ah,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
falling directly into the portfolio.
yeah.
No, my bags are not actually. It's not really like.
This is true.
Gotta
Quentin Ewers sucks. Can we just move on from the prototypical white quarterback?
Quinn Ewers is awful.
pull up
Is this
every
just a highlight
sweating
video
kit,
of Quinn
every
Ewers getting
water
slapped?
spilling kit. The Chase Brown draft is right now are sweating.
No, they're not going running back. My Bengals are not going running back.
Yeah, I think so.
They're
That's
not
a good fun
doing it.
Neighbors is so young, so big, so good,
So strong, so fast.
so hot, so sexy.
New York Giants, let's ride.
Seattle's
country.
going quarterback.
Nah.
Dude, how long was it between Russ signing and Neighbors getting a phone call? Hey Malik, have you heard about the good Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
I'm
I'm
pretty
here to tell you
sure.
about that and my magic CTE water.
I'm pretty sure Malik didn't pick up the phone, so he called Jalen Hyatt. Because there was word that like he talked to Jalen Hyatt, and he was like, "There's some untapped skill in there. We're gonna get it out," sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe it
Now,
was.
neighbors was like Russ fucking Wilson. Nah, ignore,
I think
decline.
D-line with Hendrickson on the out.
We're getting
Yeah,
closer.
if they don't
and
take
closer.
the
Dealer's
defense,
getting Shadur here. We're getting closer and closer.
yeah, I can see it. I can see. I don't see why any of those bottom teams want to take Dart or Milrow, anyways. And then the Giants are just sitting comfortably, and Browns are sitting comfortably tomorrow.
Unless someone trades back in, or maybe Seattle. But like,
No,
It would be like-
you're still looking at
straight
Seattle
back
and the
in
Steelers
for
are still
lowest.
risks.
It's like Pittsburgh, really. It's just Pittsburgh is the next
Steelers
spot.
are a
where-
I think Seahawks are a risk for Dart because he fits the Kubiak system really well, and Darnold has an easy year one out in this contract.
God, I hope we get one more. Crazy.
Yeah.
I think Seattle's obviously.
Seattle's
Yeah,
also
I don't-
like Schneider's been horned up for the traits quarterback every fucking year. He tried to trade for Josh Allen. He tried to trade for a few other guys. Like he does like trades. I'm just saying, is it sneaky? I agree that Pittsburgh is obviously like that's everybody knows they're a risk for Sanders or Dart. I'm just saying I wouldn't say Giants are comfortable considering where the Seattle Seahawks sit.
Where does Travion Henderson go when he goes to the Chiefs?
Denver.
How about when he goes to the Broncos? Yeah.
I'm calling it.
Henderson
Also-
on the Chiefs or
also-
Brees on the Jets? Who do you want?
What's that? What'd you say?
Would you take Henderson on the Chiefs or Brees in a draft? If Brees is just on the Jets.
They go right beside each other, or at least close to it.
That's
They're
good.
both-
He's asking who we take. Fuck.
I mean,
Henderson-
Travion's my guy.
Henderson,
Like,
guy.
he's my guy. So,
Yeah, give me the young guy.
All right.
He's got a fun highlight film, but if you watch full games, he does have games where he just kind of like.
Well, the
disappears.
second he gets selected in the first round, we'll get to see a few highlight clips. I mentioned to play some highlight clips. These O linemen and these edge rushers.
Yeah, great job, Tyler, for Fantasy Sanctuary. Whoever set this up.
Yeah, I
think
definitely
Tom,
did.
but-
You can see my handiwork. It was definitely me. It certainly wasn't Tom working the ones and twos back there. I obviously have a lot of time to dedicate to editing, and that's why I've gotten so good at it.
Pick is in for the Cards.
Yeah.
Yep. They're all standing around. They're looking nervous. They're checking phones and papers. They're fumbling. I saw a guy like drop his papers, like scramble to pick them up. Like Cardinals.
Are you
look
saying
like
it's
they
the
don't know something.
SpongeBob brain meme, but with the draft war room?
Oh, wow. Interesting pick for the Cards.
Is
Okay.
the pick officially? Yeah. So, Arizona takes Walter Nolan, Ole Miss defensive tackle.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. It's
I heard
not
about
sexy,
him.
but it's a good pick, I guess. Yeah, it's a good pick.
McShay was bringing him up on this one of the mock-ups I listened to last night.
I'm surprised. Okay, so this is just like I wonder. I wonder if that was who the Bengals wanted on the DL. Or
It's very
if they're-
possible. Yeah. We were connected to Walter Nolan for sure. But the boys
Yeah,
are on the
I put
clock.
them
Let's
on.
go. I don't know what I want. Jade Barron?
Yeah, no, Marion
Yeah.
Hanson's good.
We're announcing the pick about 5 seconds before I'm
Matthew
getting it.
Golden, make the plane out of wide receivers.
We need defense, fellas.
Yeah,
we
that
need
would suck.
defense.
That would be.
Bold take from Gritty. No more running backs going round one. Can I bet you
I-
live on this? Can I?
Yeah,
take
I would
Can I
take the
pick you
over.
up?
I would take the over
Beer
1.5.
Beer bet.
I'll take you 100 bones, 4
You know-
BDMs that we get dos mas running backs in round one.
At least Uno Mas.
At least Uno Mas, but I think Washington's taking whoever's left.
Yeah, I still think the other two are going.
Washington.
And I still think
Travion
the Steelers
Henderson,
would-
Quinshon Judkins would be great for Washington. They need someone
Yep.
that's explosive. They need an
Judd-
explosive back.
So
Yeah.
Hampton,
Judkins would be good for a whole lot
Crying
of
for it.
teams.
They're crying for it.
Hampton, elite speed and explosion.
Who?
I don't think
big
he's gonna
draft
be
pick for my.
far.
It's a big
That's
draft
why I
pick for my
think
boys. Big draft pick for my boys.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need.
Mason, or sorry, not Mason. Who's available for defense for them?
We need Jade Barron. I think.
Okay,
right now
yeah,
is
he
the
was a
pick.
high pick. I
think it's
I saw
gotta
him
be-
getting off to the Dolphins a lot.
It's got to be Jade Barron. That's who I want. That's it. Let's go. It could be defensive line, but who's there still? Kenneth Grant went. Who's still?
I
on the
can see them
board?
maybe going secondary if they feel like they have a great hire, or if they just pull up Stewart or Green. I know both of those had questions.
Stewart, I would be okay with Shamar Stewart, actually,
I can see
even
them-
though he's just a freak. So
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Who's still on the board here? Okay. Jade
Pat,
Barron,
how'd you feel about Will Campbell
Shamar
for the
Stewart.
Pats?
We spent like 20 minutes clowning that pick.
If he's
Yeah.
a left tackle, awesome. If he can make it as a left tackle, awesome.
Okay. Is it just
John
he's
Hannah.
never played there, or is it
Hannah,
just the
great.
arm length?
No, he's played there his whole career.
Oh, we're just worried about his
Oh,
arms.
That's another
He's
good.
He can move.
his T-Rex arms.
The thing is,
Oh, that's what you're
the
doing.
history. It's the history. Oh, Tyler said, "Let me in." Make
All right,
room.
hold on. Gotta go
Going
to
on, Papa.
Gotta go to the 5. Where'd I put the 5?
Bring in Mr. Atlanta here.
There, I put the 5.
All right,
And then
Bengals
where-
pick is in, but they haven't announced it, so don't tell me. I want to see this one
Going in the
organically.
middle. Oh, we all get the punch.
Oh, does StreamYard not have a 5? What happened?
It looks like there's a 5, but the boxes are all.
Just kick somebody out. Can you hear me? Kick somebody out. Kick BBG out.
I know we don't want to
hear
hear
you.
Hold on, relax.
Am I just the voice? This is the voice
the
of God. Right
voice.
Yeah, you're like the narrators.
Is this Atlanta Jesus?
there we go.
Oh, now we're done. Now we're back to
I'll
4.
I'll let you guys know when it comes on my TV. These West Coast TVs are getting these picks a little bit late here.
We're just watching the draft and Eric's reflection of this picture right now. This stream's gonna get demonetized.
See any of that?
Bengals pick is in Luther Burden.
No way. Shut up.
No, it's not.
Oh, Burden.
No way. That better be a lie. That better be a fucking lie.
Is that a lot? No, is he kidding?
Nah, he's
dang.
fibbing. He's fibbing.
Hey, I'm only staying on for a couple minutes.
I might have just rage
I'm
quit.
sorry.
People in my dynasty leagues are like dropping Jelani Woods and stuff right now. People are like,
yeah. Finally,
I would have said
Thinking
fantasy
those
football's
figures.
over for me. Football's over for me.
Hey. I just want to come on here so I can maintain my 90 day streak, consecutive draft. This is a stream. The draft is currently going on. I'm staying on for this Bengals pick, and then I'm getting off.
there's
Well,
going
at
to be
least
such
you
an
came to the number one
asterisk.
pick.
That's all this.
No asterisks. No asterisk.
Are you streaming this live on your channel? That's kind of what it has to be, no?
you're gonna have to
No,
post a short, post a YouTube short of
Yeah.
that,
There you go.
and you're good.
Yes. We'll react to the Bengals taking Mike Green here. That's my
Just
prediction.
clip this, and post it
You
on
into
your
Mike
channel.
Green? Cody, you
No,
into Mike Green?
no, I do not want Mike Green.
What about James
whatsoever.
Pierce? Here's a great guy.
Yeah, I want Shamar Stewart or Jahdae Barron.
Can we
Will Johnson if I had to.
real quick? Jalen Walker, pick of the draft, correct?
Oh yeah, that's a steal.
Dude.
I don't know. Membu at 7.
Eric, say hi.
Pretty
Straight
insane.
listening. There we go.
Hey,
Saw it.
That guy's name is Eric too, Eric.
dude. Love that. Great name.
Top, bottom right.
With a C or a K, bro.
Well, he's got a K. You got a C.
Mm.
Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit.
All right.
Unique, eh?
How you guys doing? How's this? I haven't been tuning. I've just been locked into the draft. Notifications off. Just Jags trade up. I was like, what the fuck's
Dude,
going on?
the hunter to the Jags is legendary.
Better than the Browns? What'd you guys say?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
don't even have a quarterback in Cleveland, dude.
Good.
Yeah.
BTJ stock up or stock down?
Even neutral.
I said stock down, but
Okay.
I think people might take Genty and CMC over him, but he's not moving any further than that.
Okay.
we had some technical.
Bowers stock up or stock down, Tyler?
Bowers
Neutral.
stock up, dude. Bowers stock
Yeah,
up.
that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, are you drafting Genty now, Cody? I know I missed this whole spiel, but
Not if he's a first round pick still.
here we go.
We'll see how the rest of this plays
Yeah,
out.
of
Like
course
we'll
he
see where
is.
Hampton. We'll see who the Bears get. We'll see who the Broncos get. Like
How are
we'll
you guys
see what
doing this?
happens
'Cause
there.
they're about to make the pick right now. I don't want to spoil anything. I'll let for Cody to watch the pick.
Okay.
I saw it pop up. I saw it
Nice.
pop up. I know what
Okay,
the pick
hold on,
is.
hold on,
I'm
hold on.
happy. I'm okay with it. It's not Luther Burden.
Mike Green?
It's not Luther Burden. I would have been the meme, the bleach
Shamar.
jump off the balcony meme. That would have been me if it was fucking
It's
Luther
not a
And the
Burden.
Bengals trade Jamar Chase, too.
Oh, kiss.
All right. Hey, you can go back to the 4. I'm out of here. All right.
He's
Go back to
doing his best to figure it out.
go
I
back
think.
to the 4, Emo. Hey, want to pop on? We might go. I might go live on my channel after the draft. Just saying. So might do a fast draft or two. So maybe we'll
Good stuff.
keep it straight live. At the
Figure
very
it out right at the end.
finally gets 5.
Yeah.
All right. I'm out of here, guys. I love you.
Later.
See you, bro.
Love you.
Shamar Stewart, I like that. I like that.
Nice.
I like that.
You got your guy.
That works for me. That works for me.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I don't know what StreamYard did with my 6+ person layout, but it is gone.
Did you guys get all your little boards in?
We got 45 in.
Okay.
It's close.
I'm not gonna
Pat-
lie. I did.
It's not a 12 you're going to advance. It's,
Okay.
if you
Yeah.
trust your ranks,
There's 35% overlay.
I did 20 drafts at once on my phone. That was
hell yeah. Oh yeah.
You did
That's
how
what
many? You did 20 at once on your
PC.
phone?
Yeah, there
Is
was
that
5 minutes left, and I was like, you know what? I'm maxed. Like, there's literally 35% overlay or whatever. Like, I have to do these, and I just
Yeah.
tried my best to keep up with it. And
Yeah.
and I took a bunch of elite quarterbacks. And like, all right, I don't have to think about quarterback. and then just took good players.
That's what I was doing. I was taking a lot of Josh Allen, Lamar, shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then elite tight end as well. I didn't actually end up with a lot of Bowers, but I was actually trying to click Bowers because I wanted to, like you said, not think about those onesie positions when I'm drafting like 8 at the same time.
Yeah.
But I didn't end up with a lot of Bowers, unfortunately.
It's funny when you're doing something like that, you get so locked into like the same guys over and over. Like every time I saw like Jalen Knowles' name, I was just like, I need a receiver. I'm just like, take him. I probably took him like 30 times, like over those 50.
Well, that section was like Noel, Kyle Williams, Josh Palmer, maybe Dontavian Wicks if I needed a wide receiver.
No, I was looking at that range quite a bit. Yeah.
It was always those 4. Just hit them in the queue, see what happens.
See how much Palmer you got me to. Just from watching and streaming with you one time, I started taking him a little bit. Let's see what I got to.
Hopefully a lot for your sake.
Nope, not much. 2%.
Oh, damn.
But that's what's 39 divided by 3? That's how many little boards, I guess.
These nuts.
13 Josh Palmers.
A lot of needs here for Seattle. I don't know if they're going, what would it be, like the 4th O lineman off the board, or they can go receiver here?
They're live to take a receiver for sure. If they take Golden, that would be just so classic. Because people already don't like Golden that much. They're just like taking the draft capital.
It'd be O-line 5, but I mean we're expecting a lot of O-line to go, and I'm wondering if Houston's gonna get antsy at all.
If
Seattle,
I get this
Seattle
pick
brought in
right,
a lot of running backs for interviews too. I don't know if they brought in the high-end guys, but just in general, they were bringing in a bunch of running backs.
No, there's no way they're taking running back here. That would be.
We said the same thing when they took Charbonnet.
True, but like not in the second or in the first round. Like,
yeah,
No.
I don't think so. But they are
usually be a QB.
Dude, it might be. They look like they're doing something big time.
Trade back would be smart for them, I think.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of needs. They need a
but they have a lot of picks. They have 50 and 52, I believe, in the second round. Like Seattle has a lot of picks.
Yeah, at the same time, like Schneider's been a guy that's traded back. It's a new staff, and you're going to be lucky to leave a draft with like 2 or 3 starters. And the more darts you have, the more starters you might come out of.
That Bengals draft lid is fucking.
If it's not a trade back, I expect receiver here.
When there's a trade back,
O-line would be good for these RBs, but
I had them
pretty decent O-line.
I had them taking Nick Emanwari. Is who I had the Seahawks taking.
The pick is in the future.
Just enjoy it, man.
Look, I have all these media assets I have to click, and if I know ahead of time, I don't have to like doom scroll at the last second. Thank you very much.
That's fair.
I'm trying to give the people what we promised, which is top-notch quality shit.
I'm in on the Shamar Stewart pick, though.
I'm happy for you, man.
That's a good one.
I love when your team just doesn't do something stupid, just like
the bar is so low.
All right, that works for me with the Seahawks. That works for me.
The bar is in hell.
That's a good pick for the Seahawks.
They do go O-line.
Yeah.
Good for Charbonnet, good for the RBs here, good for the QB.
Yeah, I have
a little early on the pick is in once again. It's crazy how it comes up here first before it comes up on my TV.
It's on Twitter is where it's coming up for me.
No, well, I mean, even on this website right here, whatever this is.
Yeah, and it's NFL Draft Tracker.
All right.
No, they're updating it live before the TV.
I know. It's weird how ESPN isn't caught up.
Yeah, that getting a tackle there feels nice for them.
I wouldn't call him a tackle, but he can play anywhere.
Yep.
He's a guard. He'll be a guard for them.
That is fair.
All right, Bucks are sneaky in a way.
To be moved around.
Yeah, he can play anywhere. He can literally play anywhere on the offensive line, but he'll play guard for them. At least, unless there's an injury or something.
It's Todd Bowles, so I won't be surprised when it's a defensive player.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's got to be. I think Jihad Campbell.
Oh, and then it's Denver. Oh my God, it's fucking Denver. Come on,
Denver's time for Trey.
But like that's where
we go RB or receiver here.
That's where we get exciting again.
Be a receiver,
dude. If it's Hampton, I fly.
It's Hampton.
Right.
No, Henderson. It's got to be Henderson, not Hampton.
I'm like at the same percent for both, so I don't care. Care. Either one, it's good.
But then it's the Steelers. Then the Chargers are fun. Packers can be fun. The Vikings.
The Steelers are windmilling Hampton if he makes it to them.
Are you sure over quarterback? I think they take.
Yeah, I mean they're like we have Aaron Rodgers waiting in the wings. We're fine,
dude.
I still think they go defensive line.
I bet they legitimately do feel like decent with Mason Rudolph. I'm not even being.
I don't think they feel decent, but they definitely don't feel pressure.
They don't feel incompetent. I'll tell you that much. Like Tomlin's like, oh, Rudolph. He's like his career record with the Steelers is probably like 6-5 or whatever.
It's been getting worse post Ben.
I think the Steelers could trade down. The Steelers could be a trade down spot too.
I would be
shocked. Don't have a second round pick.
It'd be smart. Kyle Long says he loves Zabel. So Zabel, stamp of approval from former multi-tool O-lineman in the NFL.
I like Zabel. That's a good pick for them. Like that's the right click, really. Because
Hampton to the Bucks would be hilarious. Is tragic.
Don't even.
I thought that, but I just don't see why. But also,
if that happens, y'all are going to see top-notch acting because I will not tip my deep sorrow for that crushing my Bucky bags.
Back of the end round pick and Bucky's like not obviously the safest, but I obviously we don't think they have a need at RB, but these teams. Sean Tucker, they've got positive coach speak too. The whole running back crew kind of got positive coach speak. So obviously,
I'd be a little bit surprised because Bowles is like very much is it Bowles or Bowles? I always call him Bowles, and that feels
Bowles.
Wrong. Bowles. Yeah, I Phonics.
I thought you called him Bowles on purpose.
I say it. Well, to be fair, I do think his third down and fourth down play calling are dog shit. But yeah, I say it like I read it. But yeah, no, like he seems like a really loyal guy, and he loves White. He loves Bucky. I would be a little shocked. But he's also a donkey a little bit, so I wouldn't be that shocked.
It's got to be defense. It's got to be defense for the
Bucks. I think defense is the heavy favorite here.
It's either Jihad Campbell or like Jahdae Barron. That's it. Those two.
I could see
maybe Donovan Ezeraku or something for some reason, but I don't see that.
Yeah, I think defense makes a lot of sense here.
Got to be defense. That offense is in great shape.
I feel like they fast forward my TV or something.
They don't really need anything on offense for the Bucks.
And so, when he's involved in like the late down and distance situation, like the playoffs, you could just go, "What are you doing? Why are we punting? Why are we not going for the 4th and 2?" It's crazy shit.
All right, Bucks are Broncos are on the clock. It's gonna get fun again.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
It's been pretty limp for a little bit.
It's gotta be RB or receiver here for Broncos. I would love an Emeka landing spot for the Broncos.
Really?
That'd be just juicy for the bags.
I can see it.
Yeah. You think so, eh? Huh.
The pick for the Bucks is in.
Hold on.
Dun.
I love the jingle. All right, y'all let me know when you see it.
I guess it's going to come up on this website here before.
You see the Bucks war room clapping? That's like Cody passing on Genty every time he drafts.
Well,
we did it again.
Yeah. Slap hands. Shador. Just
so ready to click this.
So it's an offensive player? Oh my god, you just ruined it.
Oh, he just called his own son a reject, bro. He just called his own son a reject.
Wait, it's an offensive player?
Tough tweet. Deion Sanders goes, the rejected will be respected. He just called his son a reject by accident. That's crazy.
Well, I think the NFL told his son this morning, I don't know how high you'll go, if at all, in the first round. And that's what, that is tough to confirm that he's been rejected. Because you've still got half the round to go.
Well, when you're just not very good, that's how she goes, man.
Yeah, and then you don't do anything at the combine. Like, you don't do anything to try to be better. Like, what are you doing? You just sit out the whole combine? I knew it. I knew the Bucks were going Emeka. Dude,
welcome to
oh my God.
the Buccaneers. Emeka
such a
Egbuka.
Bucks thing.
Evans is
Fuck!
Man. Jalen McMillan's
McMillian. The 3% McMillians is looking good.
Fuck! Man,
I know.
I break out. This sucks.
I have like no McMillan, which is fine, but like I have bags are
I
packed with Emeka.
It's not.
I've been
worth
packing
watching.
the Emeka first round bags. I had been packing the Godwin bags. I've been avoiding Evans. So like I feel okay. But fuck, man. I just think Egbuka could fucking bust out in like Houston or Denver or
it's still a fun landing spot though.
I think I still like it better than the
Super
Packers.
fun landing spot.
I think it's still better than the Packers, but like,
well, I mean, like if an injury occurs, then it's wheels up for a minute.
Oh no, for sure. How far does McMillan drop?
Oh, he's
should have been in the he should have been in the 115, 120 range anyways.
I know, but like that's where
he's gonna be like
180.
But in fairness, like when Godwin was still like unsigned, he was going at a reasonable range. Like I have what, I don't know, 6 total drafts. What is that percentage wise? 3%? I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't have much McMillan, but I don't know. That hurts McMillan.
I don't know why.
I like talented players and talented
such a Buccaneer. Was such a Buccaneer.
I love the pass rate. I love the offense, but now it's like it's stupid fucking crowded. So
I think
now
it's going to give them what McMillan wasn't giving them last year. Like McMillan was not like a reliable pass catcher, really. Honestly,
I agree. He wasn't as good, but it's like I don't think Egbuka is slot only, but he certainly thrives in the slot where Godwin thrives.
Well, Godwin probably doesn't play slot then. I think like Egbuka moves into the slot.
Well, Godwin's coming back from a bad ankle injury. You don't even know how healthy this guy is, honestly. Like we don't even.
I mean, they can all play. Like they can play 3 wide with Egbuka, Godwin, and Evans, obviously. But
Giants trying to trade back.
Evans is also 33 years old. You know, like we got, like
that's what I'm saying. Like these Godwin's just like habitually injured. He is getting a little older. Evans is 33.
Yeah,
I don't know. This will be interesting to see where he goes as far as his ADP. He's got a fall. Like he was like 75 at the end of the big board.
Undraftable.
The ship chasing curse just would not go away.
Oh my God.
It comes back. I mean, I think they're still gonna get Evans here.
Dude,
it's more of an injury thing.
Golden's not even going in the first round, bro. Like,
that's why I was fading Golden personally.
I
thought he'd go in the first round, but
I only was taking him because I was like, he's going in the first round. But
I wasn't even really.
McMillan's is like a dynasty pick for them. You know what I mean? Like Godwin coming off of terrible injury. Evans getting older, barely passing 1,000.
No, it's a good team building. It's just bad for fantasy.
Really good. Really,
it's a good pick. Yeah,
Baker's
and to be honest, like he might again. He's not. It's certainly not like a killer for Egbuka, but he does fall.
It's not good for Godwin. It's obviously not good for Evans.
It's not good for any of them.
For him, it's not that great. Emeka, I don't think he's going to slide that much.
Like, you think they're all going to move right next to each other?
Like,
no.
Evans will move back maybe around.
Do you want Evans or Ted? Evans. Or Ted?
Evans' floor has been in the 50s or 60s before, so him falling down a bit makes sense. The Godwin only moves, I think, if the injury news is bad. Frankly,
dude, I think I'm taking it like Ibuka over Godwin at this point.
I don't know if McMillan drops the 18th
Wouldn't be
round.
crazy. It wouldn't be crazy.
It's like, yeah, he's
McMillan
getting
could drop
older.
to
He's
18th
coming
round
off
for
a
sure.
season-ending ankle dislocation injury. Like they took a first-round receiver who does the same thing.
McMillan becomes like the sixth option in that offense, like after running back, after Otten, after Godwin, after Ibuka, after Evans. Like McMillan falls to barely draftable range, like ripcord backstack kind of range.
Yeah, in which he will be worth it. Like he will be worth it. You know, he'll play some snaps for sure.
So the Godwin versus Amika thing, like where you want your vet to produce early, Godwin coming off that season-ending injury kind of hurts that for him.
Yeah,
so when Amika starts to heat up, it gets a little weird between those two. So like end of season upside, we're hoping Godwin's healthy, where Amika is going to be coming on.
Exactly, yeah.
That's like a triple stack sort of offense that you want to be in on, like two wide receivers and Otten sort of thing. If you're going Bucks,
for doubles.
Yeah, fair.
A classic. Not the worst for Kate Ottens. Probably not.
No, it doesn't really do anything for
Broncos picking it. Hold on, don't spoil this.
I spoiled 0 picks.
Kate Otten. I know you did good. Yeah. You did good on the Amika.
I told you I'm a phenomenal actor.
You had a twitch. But
he did say I got to get this.
I gave the clue. I wanted to give the clue just to get y'all riled up, but it was very open ended.
Oh God!
I mean, I just don't like it because I wanted
Trey Palmer's
smash Ibuka.
Yeah, Ibuka's the perfect Godwin replacement.
He gets such high praise for character too that it's a good.
No one loves him already.
Which is why weird that Jalen Walker. I guess he's they just were worried about him being a tweener size wise because Walker and Ibuka were the two guys that everyone was just raving about. Like these are the locked in best prospects, best interviews we've had the whole cycle. So yeah, I don't know.
You guys remember when the Cowboys took a guard at 12?
Yeah.
Broncos pick
something else.
Hold on.
Look at the screen. I don't even want to look at the screen.
Yeah, no, this is great for Baker. Baker literally has no bad options.
Hold.
Come on, Denver. I need to see it.
This is a big pick. This is a big spot for fantasy. For the bag.
Huge.
For the bags.
Some are saying huge.
Come on.
Travion.
Hold on. I'm coming in last here.
They trade out. Oh man. I need another beer. Restroom.
I still think at the end of the day, this is a receiver that was drafted in the first round who's very talented and is going to a good quarterback who supported multiple spike receivers at the end of the day. This is good for Ibuka. If anything is bad.
Injury, you're right.
Yeah. He'll be an easy pick for me if we push him down from where he was going.
I regret nothing with Emeka, but this is such a soft off pick, man.
Oh, Broncos don't even take offense. Oh,
such a soft off pick.
Lame.
Chargers. Here we go.
The new Dallas.
Cody, I have a total Najee fade going. I'm trying to.
Oh my God, Cody's jizzing at all this Audric estimate he might have.
That is good for the estimate bags. This was the theory. This was the thesis.
Boo! All that Henderson cap.
I gotta get a beer. This is crazy.
25 drafts with Audric estimating the big board. What percent is that? 18%, something like that. Audric estimate.
This just means Hampton to the Steelers and Henderson to the Chargers or the Commanders, and we're back to cooking, baby. Yeah,
God.
Is this sneaky bad for the offense if the defense is going to be so fucking good?
This is a great pick for the team. Really, it is. Like,
It is.
That's a really good pick for the Denver Broncos team. And honestly, I've been
You're
saying
joking.
all offseason, like, watch out for the Broncos to upset the Chiefs for the division. Like, they have a good football team, the Broncos.
Whenever you're ready, Bendy Boo.
Sorry, my damn webcam isn't working, so I got to get the low quality one. But how's it going, boys?
It's
Good,
going
brother.
well, brother. How are you?
Pretty good. Watching the new season of You with the wifey, and figured I would hop on.
The wifey. When'd you get married?
No. Girlfriend.
Did I miss something?
No.
You're not watching the draft?
I don't even have cable, honestly. I've been checking on my phone, but and watching you guys periodically. But
Gotcha.
Egbuka to the Bucks. That's a crazy one.
Yeah. What's your take?
I mean, it's good for him. I mean, Godwin and Evans are old, so I mean, probably for best ball. I mean, yeah, I think he's better than what's his name, McMillions. So probably maybe pick 100-ish, maybe a little bit higher. Dynasty, it's great because I mean those guys are going to age out eventually. So
yeah, it's a dynasty. That's what Pat was saying earlier too. Like, it's a dynasty pick, and it is a great pick. It's a good pick, but it's a little frustrating.
It's frustrating for basketball for sure.
Bindles, yes.
What's good? How's it going, bro?
No, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
How you feeling about that Jets pick?
I'm feeling good about that Jets pick, honestly. Yeah. Like I saw multiple people said Membu is like the best in the class for the line. So I'm happy they didn't go Warren, basically. I think it's I think they're just doing the right thing. Like, we kind of have a little bit of a long road to catch back up. So going Fashanu last year and then Membu this year is pretty sick. And those are two fun names for the line.
So for those in the stream not aware, welcoming good friend of the channel, Bindles, big dynasty guy, and Lewis, aka Fantasy Pancake, friend of the channel, friend of the Discord. Audio's not coming through. We'll make sure you get your audio here in a sec. Might have to play around with the settings. Big dynasty and redraft. What's up, Bindles?
Can I just point out we have 5 streamer bros, 5 hats. So we're 5 for 5. So we're I wouldn't expect anything less.
I didn't feel like doing my hair, so that's fair.
Also same.
Oh, I nailed the Steelers pick in my mock. I'll take that. That's nice. That feels good.
Now you're looking ahead.
It just pops up on the Twitter machine.
Wow, maybe Gritty was right. No more running.
He might, yeah.
9-1.
There it is. Yeah, Derek Harmon. That was my pick.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick for their team.
All right.
I really do not want the Chargers to be taking a running back right now. That will be that'll be bad.
That'll be tough for the bags.
But yeah, Gritty might.
That's crazy. They really, damn. I thought they're going quarterback.
The Steelers? No,
Dude, this quarterback class sucks.
It's so why? So I'm 0% on all these fucking guys. They're terrible.
Yeah, these dudes are jokes. Like, what am I doing? Why do I have so much Jackson Dart?
So aggressive.
I think we're gonna get some trade ups here.
Yeah,
I mean, but like the
Vikings.
Vikings.
Why would any of these good teams take those guys? Like, the bad teams that need to trade up to get their quarterbacks are like, the Chargers aren't taking these guys. Like,
the best ball bros.
The Vikings is the next spot.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe they didn't run the rookies and sophomores? There weren't enough quarterbacks that were going to be playing football.
But there's a lot of sophomore.
It's the 101 that wins.
Five went in the round 1 last year. I think that was more than enough.
Yeah,
they're scarce usually anyway.
It's only 4, right? It's only 4-person draft for those.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. There's enough sophomore quarterbacks that makes it work.
Let's use the handy dandy best ball overlay and see if we have any Baker to Egbuka stacks.
Bake.
I know I do
that's
because
good.
I was
That's
taking
good.
Ibukah on like 28% of teams.
Okay.
I have a lot of Ibukah.
Yeah, Buka was my favorite of those three.
21.
Welcome back, Lewis.
What's up, Lewis?
What's up, guys? I tried to join you, and absolutely nothing was coming through. So hopefully, it's a little bit better now.
No, you're
Can
loud
hear
and
you.
clear, brother.
Looks great. Yeah.
Snap live take with the Rams trying to trade up for Ted McMillan apparently and missing out also missing out on BTJ. We're kind of curious your take on the Egbuka to the Bucks there as kind of the surprise pick.
Yeah, I think that was a really interesting one. I can't really understand the constant need to try and draft slot receivers, but I think when you have a stacked O-line, they have so many needs on defense. They must just think they can get there in round 2. But when you have a stacked O-line, you have your quarterback locked in, and you know you're going to have to be moving on from Mike Evans and Chris Godwin relatively soon. I can kind of understand going and getting the replacement. The issue was, I think they did that in the 3rd round last year with McMillan for the Godwin replacement. So I think it's an interesting one. I never really hate. I mean, the same as like with the Rams trying to trade up for Tat. I never really hate just carrying on stacking weapons. The one it always brings me back to is the Cowboys drafting CeeDee Lamb when they had Amari Cooper and whoever else it was that they had then who retired last year.
Michael Gallup.
Gallup, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Gallup. And you think, well, then they already have 2 starting wide receivers. Throw a third in there, and then it works out pretty well. But yeah, the Bucks for me, like with Jihad on the board, with Barron on the board, with Ezerike on the board, I'm just not sure it was the biggest need for them right now.
Yeah, I definitely think it wasn't a year 1 need, but it's definitely the next 3-year need with Evans and Godwin older, and also it seemed like they had some weird contract stuff with Evans with the extension. So this is certainly just like protection, I think for sure. It is odd that like we saw the Bills kind of do this like the last 2 years of kind of just building the whole plane out of slot receivers and this like small ball stuff. But when you can get explosive guys that can also win deep, that's where like your offense is really unlocked. And I think that's where the Bucks have thrived with their players, especially if McMillan could catch deep touchdowns last year, which he struggled to do. Versus where, Buffalo's kind of only got one guy that can kind of win deep, and even he's been spotty. He can separate deep in Palmer. So it's interesting that maybe this is just how the NFL is going. They're going towards more focus on intermediate, quick hitting.
Yeah, more guys that can get open quickly.
Yeah, just fighting against that too deep.
The one team that I have Ibuka with Baker Mayfield is the team that you and I drafted, Pat, on the 12-hour live stream.
Okay.
Because Trey Palmer's also on that team.
Hey, and you got to crack a few Trey Palmers to make an Egbuka omelet.
Right?
Yeah,
he's still good for one spike week.
Yeah.
I confirm.
He's spiking the toilet because
That's right.
Is Trey Palmer even a 22nd round pick at this point?
No.
Chargers, man. Chargers are thinking about it.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't know why we took him on your stream.
I don't know. You talked me into it. I also had to take Jackson Dart. You talked me into Jackson Dart. That's the only time I took him. I had a bunch of one-offs.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, it's still early, and there's teams that need quarterbacks.
This just tells me that whoever's here is going to get a nice chunk of change to trade out for whoever's coming up to get a quarterback from the second.
I think it's got to be the Vikings right there.
Vikings want to trade out. Yeah.
It's got to be the Vikings.
But reporting beforehand is basically that all of the next 10 teams want to trade out.
Yeah.
And are just constantly going, we'll take a third. All right, we'll take a fourth. Like, no one wants to trade up. We've not seen anything since the opening trade, the draft at 2. Like, no one really wants to move up here.
Najee has to fade an RB here. Najee has to fade an RB.
I need Najee to fade a running back
Come on.
here.
No, let's get a Hampton to the Chargers, baby. Come on.
Ah!
Don't.
Yes.
we're making this Manwich even bigger. Welcome to the stage, Chris Candyman, aka Fantasy Football Garage. How's it hanging, brother?
I still can't get over the Egbuka pick. I kind of like it.
We've spent more time talking about Egbuka than I think any other player on the board, and I'm curious if there's been another pick, Lewis, Chris, or Bindles in the first round besides Egbuka that's gotten your attention for like, wow, great or bad.
Crickets. Yeah, that's what we thought.
Everybody's right. We don't talk over each other.
The only right.
I really like the Tet pick.
Tet to Carolina.
Yeah, I feel like that's huge for Bryce Young. I think he needs a number one. I think that's pretty big. So,
do you think it was bad to get someone that makes him feel like a tiny woman on the NFL field, though, from a size comparison?
Everyone does.
I was going to say, I think that's everybody else on the field with him. So,
Lewis,
no, that's great. It's great for Young.
The one for me that I can't really get behind, and even though it's been the consensus mock the whole time, it's a player that you probably know, Tyler, that I'm a little low on, is Tyler Warren to the Colts. Just because who's throwing him the ball, like, and there's an argument that Tyler Warren might even be the best quarterback on the Colts right now, and he certainly fits the same archetype as Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. And I just think like a tight end in the first round is something that you add when you're 100% confident of everything else around you on the offense. And I don't think they're there yet. Or in fact, I know they're not there yet. So I'm a little lower on him anyway. But they were always being mocked at tight end, and it just never made any sense to me because there's so many other holes there, particularly like a big hole at the quarterback position.
Totally fair.
The Chargers might get autoed here.
No, I think they're taking calls. They're being like, "What are you offering the Vikings?"
8, 7, 6. Like it's.
They really don't want to go receiver.
We got it in. We got it in.
They really don't want to go receiver.
Come on.
I like that call. What about you, Chris? How you feeling this first round so far?
I like what Bindle said about getting Bryce Young a new weapon. I think it's a huge upgrade for what he was throwing to last season.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think there's been some really good upgrades to offenses between O-line and weapons. Probably the most negligible is Tyler Warren. That feels like the standing out as like the most meh.
Did you guys talk about the Loveland pick? I wasn't watching.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out like it. I think, and I saw Matt Bowen tweet this. He's one of the true film bro guys that he was kind of agreeing with Cody and I, saying like 12 personnel definitely on tap to run more, try to ball control. So probably more concentrated to Rome and DJ Moore, which makes sense because, Ben Johnson mentioned he sees Moore and Rome both being able to do similar types of versatile alignments and things of that nature, especially if they're going to run the ball with power. Someone asked about moving Kmet. It seems like they could move him post June 1, but at that point, I guess it makes more sense to, hold on to him, move him next year unless you're getting a good package. But I'm curious if y'all have any different thoughts on that.
I think Kmet definitely could be traded with the contract that we looked into. Absolutely.
Oh, you're tipping picks now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Whoa.
No way.
Yeah, that's a sick landing spot. Yeah.
No way.
Here come the nukes.
They auto.
That is
Not
such
good.
an auto pick. That is
Not
such
good
an
for-
auto
not
pick.
good for Hampton or Harris.
Dude.
Not
That
good
is
for
so
both.
horrible. Yeah.
I think it's good for
fine
Hampton.
for Hampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great for Hampton. Najee is not good.
And
Just
there goes
'cause
the
this
Najee
kid is taking
ADP.
25 carries a game does not make him good. He's never been good.
He's still getting 175 touches though in this offense.
Yeah,
He's going to get a lot of touches. Herbert in this offense are made for running backs. He's got the explosive
Najee's a
ability, the
handcuff running
breakaway
back.
ability.
Ugh, that is such an auto pick, man. That is just such a.
I would have liked him to go somewhere he's definitely getting volume over, but like I think when
Dude,
he's
with that O-line in the heart, it's just like why everyone loved Najee. Just apply it to a better running back. Now you're super stoked. Like, dude, he's a 3rd-round pick. Like on the
realistically, this hurts like QJ. This hurts Lad a little bit, honestly. Like
QJ,
Lad's they're gonna do nothing but run the shit out of the ball. They're gonna run the ball.
We said that last year, and they became.
I don't think it's gonna hurt.
No. The running backs on this team are head and shoulders, not even close. They're exceptionally better now than they were last year. It's not even.
I think Najee is in the same tier.
Green Bean, get out of here. Oh, Hampton will be a great year 2 back for them. Oh yeah, dude.
Sure. Najee's going right back next to Charbonnet, though. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Lower than that.
Right back to Charbonnet land.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Imagine Najee Harris, but he doesn't have 20 carries a game. That's like undraftable.
I mean, people were smashing that in the 8th round and the 7th round last year.
Killer, man.
Marion Hampton, obviously not. I don't think he got put at LAC too many times.
But Mike, there's a 2nd running back, and the 3rd is coming soon. No, I think this. I mean, again, the Chargers showed themselves to be a great offense. We saw multiple games where J.K. Dobbins and Gus both had usable spike weeks between breakaway runs, breakaway catches, and just goal line work. And Hampton's got better breakaway ability than either of Gus, Najee, or J.K. Dobbins. So I think if, and also as someone mentioned, Najee got like $4 or $5 million, and it was like padded with incentives. That was a signal right there that it wasn't like a smash pick. For the volume felt fragile, and if one guy is going to outpace the other, I'll take the 99th percentile athlete, every day of the week.
Even then, when you're not giving that guy a big deal, like you're looking years down the road too, like who's our RB going to be, and he falls to them in a good spot in the draft. At 22, like
shit. I think they just shrugged and clicked him. Really, like honestly, they took the clock all the way down. It was like
I think they were taking calls and they went send in to Hampton.
I think they were taking calls, and they just said, you know what, we can use this guy now, and like Pat just said, we can use him next year and in the future. We don't have to do anything with Najee. Like they just shrugged and took Marion Hampton.
It's not the Bears landing spot that people are hoping for and pushing them up the board for. This is not the Broncos landing spot that people are pushing them up the board for. This is far from that.
I think we're gonna get cheap Hampton.
I agree with you, BBG.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get cheap Hampton, which is why it's like almost more exciting.
Yeah, like if he's like a 4 or 5 turn guy, like that's gonna be a smash. Yeah,
he's still a 1st round running back. I don't know if like the upside was he becomes a 1st or 2nd rounder. I think. Like his expectancy to be a 1st round pick keeps him pretty fucking close to where he's going near the 3-4 turn, in my humble opinion, because he's still an electric athlete that got taken in the 1st round. His draft delta is maybe 10 picks. And that's as we saw with Dwayne's model and JJ Zacharyason's model, and most likely Rich's model, still going in the 1st round is more meaningful than a handful of picks away from, his 20 or 22 and a half projected draft capital was.
They're going to run the ball so many times in LA. It's going to be wild how much they run the football, though. Like,
will they give Najee? Will they give Najee a full drive? Will be the question. Or is he just going to be change of pace? So Marion's tired. Najee, get out there and run into the line 2 times.
I think. Well, I think it's like much slower pace for Najee.
I think this is particularly bad for Najee because Hampton's got size. It's not just that he's explosive. He's big. He doesn't necessarily have to be subbed out. So I think the runway for Hampton is obviously open because even Najee couldn't unseat Jalen Warren coming off of 2 ankle sprains last year for like true volume. They both split each other down the middle. And Hampton's just more athletic than both of those guys.
That's why I think it's not. I think it's pretty bearish for the pass catchers in the Chargers offense. I really do. I think they're going to slow the ball down. They're going to be running it as much as humanly possible. Play good defense. Do what you got to do to win football games. It's going to be smash mouth football in LA, I think. And they're just not going to have like how many times is Justin Herbert going to throw the ball? Like.
I like extended drives with elite QBs. I don't know. I think
they just become more explosive. We saw them kind of stall out with J.K. Dobbins and Gus, and we've seen them evolve as an offense. We've seen them go run heavy. We've seen them go pass heavy. At the end of the day, I think they've just become more explosive.
I think it's good for
Packers
that,
live to
honestly.
Otto Henderson potentially.
That could have been a receiver. That honestly could have been a receiver. So where those Chargers picks were going,
Pretty good for Lad.
you were very happy. Exactly. You were very happy that
Yeah.
DK didn't land with the Chargers and they didn't go receiver. Lad in the second round was pretty dangerous this whole offseason.
Yeah, I agree. I think they signaled with that Najee and kind of sitting out, and it was like, yeah, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to take receiver, or they're going to take. I think, like, I was, as a Lad drafter, I was a little afraid of like a guy like Tet going in 8, and then Golden not getting touched. I feel pretty good about that, all considered.
I'm not so
And
sure Lad's a
to
second
the
round pick still,
Broncos.
personally.
That would be
Still an explosive guy, led his target share, his yak, his age, his explosiveness. I don't want to overthink talent, and I don't want to be too. My biggest misses have been too strong on environmental things. And as a market, we did that too much last year. We said, "Oh, this Greg Roman offense is good for no one," and like things change throughout the season. Teams have to adapt to what's working, what's not working, and most teams. And Harbaugh showed us he will adapt to what the offense does well, and they like to win games. And at the end of the day, I think that's just, that's where it's shifting.
That's such a Seattle backfield now.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of run for both of them, but can Najee do well enough that the coach is okay with giving him 30 to 40%?
Yeah, this could be like the JT breakout. Like JT wasn't a true workhorse to like post by, and then was the absolute nuts you needed. So I see that being very much in the realm of possibility for Hampton's fantasy outlook year 1. And then as far as dynasty, round 1 connected to Justin Herbert, pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great dynasty pick. That's for damn sure. Like Najee won't be on this team next year, I would imagine. They're not going to have any reason to bring him back.
Packers pick is in.
I agree with that. And that's where they were looking down the road with that pick.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, I think they're fielding calls. They didn't like what they were getting. They just shrugged their shoulders, take Hampton. Helps them now. Yeah, best player available. Helps them now. It'll help them next year down the road. They have 5 years worth or maybe more worth of, contract with them. They have them locked in. It just makes sense.
All I can see is
Matthew Golden
getting like, dipped because of Dalvin Cook and going like, sign me up, baby. I'm ready.
Again, I think Dobbs could get moved here randomly.
Oh, Cooler's call.
There was bad blood with Dobbs last year. I think Dobbs gets moved this offseason.
Dobbs could get cut.
Yeah, facts.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This is
let me know when the TV
this is golden, right?
I don't know if Coolers is right, but
I think it's Matthew Golden.
Is this one live?
I think it just makes all the sense in the world.
I haven't seen the pick yet, personally.
I haven't seen the pick because I have access to the future. I just want to play the song.
I had them picking Golden in my mind.
Gotta be.
That's sweet music.
I guess the take
Or cornerback.
There's just been news through about Will Johnson's medicals that aren't looking good. So
I think this draft is broken pretty well for the teams in the back.
Yeah.
For what they seemingly want and need.
Yeah, falling Baron, falling Hampton. Well, not necessarily falling Hampton, just
Minnesota here is weird.
Luther into Texas would be a flame spot for Luther.
I'm into that, Pat. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's going to come up next.
Well, fuck.
Candyman, how would you feel about Luther Burden to your Texans?
Come on.
Burden to the Texans was one that we saw mocked kind of earlier. I think it'd be a great pick for them. They need to continue to build around Stroud, give him more outlets. When is Tank Dell ever going to come back? Burden's one of the youngest wide receivers in this draft, and I think it'd be a solid pick.
I nailed this pick.
They can make worse picks.
And to your point, the mocks that were done a month ago are all the ones that got it right at this point. So, like,
Matthew Golden.
Peter Golden. Who's it going to be?
Let's go.
Honestly,
Golden's
Golden's like not even that good, is he?
No,
he's
but
a
he's
first-round receiver now.
he's fake fast. They got their fake fast guy to replace.
So I got to
Long.
stop you there. Golden not being good. I got to defend my Longhorns. Okay. Golden tied for the lead in the SEC for receiving touchdowns last season. He made clutch plays down the stretch when he came on to replace Bond, and he's the second youngest wide receiver in this class that's going to get drafted. He went in the first round, wheels up to the Packers. Jordan Love just found a new connection. Goodbye, Christian Watson. Goodbye, Dubs. Goodbye, Wicks. Who is that other guy? Reed? Never heard of him. This is Golden territory now. Wide receiver 1, let's go.
Cue the 50.
You hear about Reed about 55% of the time because that's about all the snaps he's playing. Look at that suit. Interesting.
The interesting thing with any Texas wide receiver is the quarterback. How god awful Quinn Ewers is, and how good they could have been with a more competent quarterback. To be honest, it's a difficult eval with these Texas pass catchers because Quinn Ewers is such a piece of shit. That's how I feel about it. It's interesting.
Aaron Rodgers seeing a receiver get drafted in the first round, punching the air in the middle.
Yeah.
I got to tell Tom though. That Chris drop, that's got to be the new audio overlay for the Matthew Golden highlight clip. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
that is the fun thing about Golden though. Like all jokes aside, he was like two separate players last year. Like before that 4 or 5 game stretch to end the season, it was like okay, second round type of player. Down the stretch, it was like oh wow, okay, I see the vision here. And when you mention his age, it's like well. Back into the first round, when you need an alpha receiver, you may as well take the shot that Golden can be that. And at worst, he is still replacing a need on this offense, which is long speed on the perimeter, which is what you're missing from Watson for at least.
Can the Texas kid play in cold weather?
Vikings picks pretty quick here.
Texans can play anywhere, Cody. We're built for tough.
We've gone through a couple of freezes. We know how to handle some cold weather.
Yeah, have you seen the bipolar ice age we've had the last?
Dude, I feel like
years?
Texas gets more frozen than anywhere for some reason.
Yeah, this bowl gets froze, my man.
I don't know, man. I live somewhere it's pretty chilly.
Just remember that. I left my watermelon in the freezer. That is also froze. God damn it. Shit.
All right, boys. I'm gonna hop off for a little bit. I'll come back on for a second after the Lions pick to evaluate.
All right, appreciate you, brother.
Good to see you.
See you, dude.
Good to see you guys.
I kind of want to say that Golden feels like because he's young and he's gonna maybe still be developing a little bit that he might be a better pick in Dynasty, but I honestly don't believe that because of his spike week potential. I think he can still hit in best ball and be a guy that can give you end of season big spike weeks, double touchdown kind of games. I think he's got that kind of potential too in his bag.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting where he's actually priced after all this. Like, Golden versus like I don't know, like Chris Olave or something. Like that'll be, I don't know. I'm already kind of doing that in my head. Probably Golden. I don't know.
I think pump him a bit, pump the brakes a little bit, maybe.
Really?
On Golden, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll see what the health looks like for Olave, but Olave is a better receiver.
In my head, I'm spinning that story of how they need their number one guy and stuff, and then they go in the drafts and take Golden in the first round. So I'm like, dude, I mean, if they're serious about needing a number one, and then they take a first round receiver, like, you got.
But I mean, look at the pass catchers.
So sketchy. It's so sketchy. Like the highest receiver on the field is like 64%.
Right.
Guys. If they move Dobbs, though, if they move Dobbs, he wants out for the season. Like they move Dobbs, you can be a lot more bullish.
Yeah.
If you project they're going to move Dobbs, which there was bad blood last year. He could have got moved last year after he started bitching after 3 weeks of no targets. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a great spot. Potentially,
it is a great spot.
Yeah.
And Golden is Mr. Take Your Job. So he's going to show up there in Green Bay. And I mean, everyone's going to be worried about, they're already sharing the snaps. He's going to consolidate some of the snaps.
I'm still going to be taking Reed.
Yeah, because you're a fucking slap happy motherfucker.
I love it.
No,
I stopped taking Reed over the last month. I was like, I realized like, oh, they are going to take a receiver. I'll just take him like at pick 90. You guys are tripping. Reed is good.
Rams,
You tripping,
Rams
bitch.
failed on Tet. Try to just go Luther Burden.
Rams and Giants are trading. Rams and Giants are trading.
Like they need so much help on defense.
Here comes Cody's money bag.
Giants trading back in.
Picked quick
for who?
I'm not seeing.
Yeah. It's got to
Did
be
they
dark.
trade back in? No.
Wait, the Giants traded back in
with the Rams.
Oh wow, smart.
Oh,
for
it's
the
dark.
Rams.
It's
Didn't get
dark.
their
Or is
guys.
it Shador?
It's Dart.
It's got. If you're trading back in the first round, you're
I
not
don't know. The
taking
recent mocks say Dart, but the old mocks say Shador.
Texans.
I might be
Texans
going
are
to
trading with
Shador.
the Giants.
The
Texans
Giants traded the number 25. Texans. Yep.
Oh, the Texans traded out?
Gritty saying
Why don't-
Keon
why don't-
Coleman
why don't
and
feel
Bateman.
bad?
No, the Rams traded out.
What would you guys rather? Golden to Green Bay or Luther Burden to the Bills?
Burden to the Bills.
Golden-
They have
Golden
Burden
to
at
Green
home.
Bay.
His name is Shakir.
Golden to Green
know,
Bay.
Burden to the Bills. I thought take Burt.
They already have.
They need a field stretcher, honestly.
They do, but like Keon Coleman, Keon Coleman's fucked because he's not like a good perimeter receiver. He's better in the slot. but they
Palmer's the field stretcher.
he is like they.
He doesn't do it good though.
He
do
doesn't
it
do
Wait,
it
you
good.
just wait.
That's for sure.
The Bills aren't taking a wide receiver.
Is this? Dude,
Nah,
this is the quarterback.
It's got to be Dart. It's got to be Dart.
It's Dart. It's Dart.
Good
It's
for the
Shador.
Texans. Everybody was like, "How are they going to replace that O line?" They're like, "We're going to trade out of the first, and we're just going to take a million shots in the second, third, and fifth round."
Let's go Texans. I
Oh,
love
it was with the
Right.
Texans. Wow. It said Rams.
I thought it was Rams. Yeah, okay.
It said Texans.
I kind of wish it was not Texans because I kind of want them to do something crazy.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
how do
this!
you like that? How do you like that, Candy Man?
I want to see the compensation,
Yeah, no doubt.
but I like
My
it. I mean,
guy.
everyone wants to ideally trade back unless you're trading forward aggressively for a certain player, maybe like the Texans did, 2023. But
Right.
And do you think that maybe the Giants are worried Rams might be crazy enough to take a backup quarterback? For
Not
Stafford?
crazy, like the quarterback of the future. Like,
Right, exactly.
yeah.
So maybe the Giants
for
are like,
sure.
let's get ahead of that in case they take
Well,
our guy or something.
that was the smoke. Is that the Rams, the Giants, the Browns, and the Steelers were all potentially in on Dart and Sanders. So yeah, it's like you needed to get ahead of LA or any of these teams like Baltimore that would absolutely, or even the Lions, all teams that have traded down previously to the guys in the second round. So this always felt like the ripe pickings.
If this is Dart, do we have to?
Is it officially Dart? Why are they showing him hugging everyone?
What were we gonna say, Pat? Before BBG rudely talked over you with his nonsense.
Do we have to unretire Shadur's jersey? I think we have.
He just
I think we
pulls
have.
the shoe, goes back to school.
No, everyone's saying Dart in the Discord. Feels like Dart.
My
Dart
mock was in
slapping
pretty good shape.
people.
Actually. My mock was pretty all right. If this is Dart, if this is Shador, then fuck me.
Dude, I just darted myself.
Oh my god, did you just Dart?
Do we think how
Hey,
long
somebody
till
make
Dart's
him
starting
Dart.
for the Giants?
If he goes in the round one
Nope.
before Sanders,
Honestly, most of the season, I don't think I think they want to play Russ and win as many games as they can, extend their jobs, and then it's Dart next season. I really don't think we see much Dart this year. So,
I'm sure he plays by the end of the year. Like
week 14, maybe
Right.
12 or something, maybe
I
depending on
don't
how
think
their
a
season
rookie
goes.
first round quarterback is. I mean, we did the same song and dance with like Drake May behind the bad O line. Like guys start sooner than later. Even and the latest case is like, donkey coaches. Because I think
But
the
it
upside
depends on
of,
how the season goes. Like
right, but like
the
these are
Giants have
hot
like the
teams.
hardest schedule in the league too.
The hot
so-
seat coach and GM only save their jobs. Like the interim coach gets favor by starting the young guy. You lose favor by holding off the young guy.
just depends on how the season goes.
I think Russ is. If they take a quarterback here, I think Russ's ceiling is 5-6 games, and then it's time for the young guy.
No.
If they go 0-5,
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Like,
Depends on if they're winning or not. Yeah, if they're
Yeah,
0-5, then yeah, Dart comes in. If
Yeah.
they're winning games, then it's gonna keep Russ is gonna keep playing.
They have the
Record
hardest
of
schedule this
analytics,
year.
The
boys.
team is bad and Russ is bad. Also, I've known the pick for 5 minutes and I've not.
I think their Vegas total is like -170 for 4.5 under or something.
Yeah, this is still a bad O-line and a bad team. Russ does not make this a playoff team in my humble
Defense got a ton better with the dual Carter.
Oh, yep.
True.
Oh, a ton better with one edge rusher. That's why the
They're
Browns are
doing,
going to
they're
lead.
doing the Stroud and Will Anderson, huh? But
Yeah, it's
Dart.
kind of like a B plus version, but
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said at the top of the draft.
Oh wow, smart guy over here.
I know a few things.
And handsome.
And hand jobs.
Dude, there's
On
some
TV.
crazy-
Tell us
You
who
guys
it
are going
is.
to like the projection for Matthew Golden. Chris Wetched from Director of Analytics for Fantasy Points has Matthew Golden darted down for 71 targets, 45 catches, 600 yards, 4.3 touchdowns. Good enough for 130 fantasy points. Wide receiver 54.
Can you tell me how many he scores?
Yeah,
in
it's time to
week
start
17?
smashing Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. That's not crazy.
Has Aaron Hampton as RB21 too. Sees maybe more of a split. He's 212.
the Falcons are trading with the
38
Rams.
catches.
Rams, Falcons are on the clock.
Whoa.
Why? For who?
Is it Mason Taylor? Are they coming to get tight end 3? They were like, don't you dare think we're out of the tight end class.
I mean, that's not crazy compensation that the Giants gave up, like $34.99 in a third. That's not crazy.
No.
Well, I think
Really
it's an
think they're gonna
auto.
go third.
It's an auto accept for. It's essentially an extra third and an extra fourth for the Texans to move out 10 picks. I think it makes all the sense in the world for the Texans if they think that our 12 blue chips are off the board. Let's just take more shots. I think it makes sense for both teams.
That would fuck yeah, nailed the dart. But that would signal to me. That would signal to me that the Texans are not taking an offensive lineman though.
I think they're going to take a lot of shots along the O-line and receiver. I think they've signaled they're just going to like spray and pray with all these extra late and mid picks. But before we get into that, I'd love to roll the dart highlight.
So do you see Russ start the season?
Yeah, I
Your
definitely
mic is
think that.
magic. It does not like to mute you, so now I'm having to mute you, which is fun. What were we gonna say? Oh,
he's muted.
Dart.
No,
I had to unmute him.
For Dart though, like you're gonna see Russ start the season, I'm assuming.
100%.
Dart move in game 5 to 8.
Depends
Yeah,
on
like
how,
he's
like we were
max
just talking
pick.
about. It depends on how the teams like. What's the win-loss record? Like they're playing a worst play schedule. They're playing a worst play schedule, so they have the softest schedule in their division. If they're winning games, then
The
Dart's
Giants'
not gonna
schedule
play.
is so impossible. They're playing like all playoff teams except like 3 games.
only because their division's tough.
Long term, it makes sense to give the guy a shot. And at the end of the day, like for the fantasy playoffs, the type of also the rushing floor that Dart comes with and the vertical passing offense he's provided with Neighbors and Slayton, I'm in. Like I like this. I think I like this better than New Orleans from the standpoint of like true upside.
Hell yeah.
How's New Orleans doing?
On Underdog NFL dropped the trade summary for Falcons.
Pulling it
So
up.
Falcons are taking Luther Burden here, right? Or are they taking Mason Taylor? They're taking some kind of
Could be Burden, yeah.
Falcons trading 46, 242, and a first rounder in 2026 for the Rams. So there's got a better trade package than the Texans did.
Yeah.
Are they
Wow.
drafting another quarterback?
How did they not call the Texans? Like what? Like they just.
I just realized why the Giants were definitely not giving away a first. And it's because the Rams are going to be much better than the Giants next year, so the first is going to be much less valuable than it would.
Still, though, it's a third and a third.
That's a real nice pack.
You know what I mean? Like, did they just not call the Texans and didn't want
Rams
to
just got a nice little haul there.
Yeah.
The Rams never say fuck them picks. They just do fun things with fucking them picks.
Is there any high end non-skill position players out there that?
I would just like to say that like, Nick Caserio is mad overrated at GM. He comes from the New England side of the house where just like they don't get what they should get, sadly. Anyway, would you ask BBG?
Yeah. Is there like skill position or non-skill position players that are worth trading up for here? Like,
I mean, like Will Johnson, maybe Nick Emenwari. Actually, it's Mike Green. I
was gonna say it's got to be
Mike Green.
right?
It's Mike Green.
Mike Green's still there.
That's who they're taking.
And they already
That's
took
a
that
lot
other
to
good
give up
edge,
for
right?
Mike Green, man. That's a lot to give up for Mike Green.
Didn't some people have him as like potentially even a top 15 or like 16 kind of pick, and it's a good edge class. So,
well, most people mocked Mike Green to the Falcons at 15.
Okay,
So,
that's where I was probably thinking of it then.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Last thought on the Jackson Dart. So if Brissett started 5 games last season, what do you think the over/under would be for Russell Wilson? Is it 6? Is it 7 games?
That's what I was saying. I think it
depends on how many games they win.
I think it's between 4 and 6, and I'm not worried about it because Dart's going to be available between the last 2-3 rounds in drafts, and he's like Daniel Jones-esque from a rushing and throwing standpoint, and he's almost guaranteed to start in the fantasy playoffs, and that's all that matters to me.
Wasn't Mike Green, but pretty much.
Neighbors is such a weird pick.
Oh, James Pierce.
What are the Falcons doing? They truly don't give a fuck about
that's a terrible trade.
Edge at 15, right?
Well, yeah, Jalen Walker. You can do a little bit of both, but yeah, more or less. They're definitely working on that defense.
Yeah, it seems like.
The Falcons getting a 3rd round pick back.
That's live.
Hold on, selection. I don't know who it is yet.
Mooney's still live.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, Edge. Okay, James Pierce Jr. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
TV's
like
still behind.
what the Falcons are doing here.
This was the full trade comp. It was they get 26 and a 3rd round this year, and the Rams get the 2nd, next year's 1st, and next year's 7th.
Okay. Do we think any more offensive players go in this draft?
Oh, I mean, Washington is very live. I think the Lions were sneaky for Egbuka, so I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot on a Knoll, a Higgins type, because like Tim Patrick, they tried with Tim Patrick as like the big body guy after Reynolds, so I could see that as well.
Gritty Savion Williams is not going in the 1st round. Not a chance in this or any other Sorry. Savion.
Not a shit
world.
Real
no
shit
chance in the world. He's going in the 1st round.
Is Sanders going to fall?
I can see Jordan James here. I'm just kidding.
No way, dude. Stop.
It could be offensive line here.
Is Gritty just saying Savion is his new Chase Claypool? I think
so. I think so.
I like Savion better than Claypool.
I think Trevion Henderson to the Commanders is what we want right now. That's what we need injected into our veins right now. Not right now, but when they pick. That would be what we need.
I think that's a better team fit than it is fantasy.
Yeah, both. It's great for fantasy. It's great for real life football. So
I don't know, dude. They trust Jay and in the red zone with the ball in his hands, so that kind of scares me for any running back that goes to Washington.
I think they were giving McNichols red zone touches. I think it's really just about who's going to be good. I wouldn't have that concern. The offense was very fluid, and they lacked guys with juice.
Cliff Kingsbury runs the ball.
Is this Mike Green?
On a B-Rob touchdown when they gave it to McNichols.
I
won his hair out.
Yeah, Chris just projected 11 games started for Dart. Mike Clay projected 13. I think
that's more.
13 for Clay. 11
games played. Games played.
Games started.
So for
That's a
Jackson
lot.
Dart, like if he's an 18th round pick, I would be taking on some 3 quarterback builds for sure for Jackson Dart. But
yeah,
I'm not like obviously not a 2 quarterback build, obviously.
Sure.
But if he's like let's
You're a
say
coward.
what a 14th round pick, are you taking Jackson Dart?
He's not gonna be a 14th round pick.
I dude, here's the thing. You have that
Where
kind
was
of
Drake
rushing
May?
I'm getting
Drake May was late.
I'm getting
super late.
pre-ACL Daniel Jones essentially from a fantasy standpoint in the 14th round. Yeah, I'll probably take that if I have an elite quarterback.
Oh yeah, I do have to remember there's no more 20 rounds.
Because here's the thing, a lot of guys going after that will be bench risks or just don't have the same like single game spike week. I reserve the right to change my mind, but like I feel very strongly about how Dart's like fantasy outlook can be game to game, and you couple him with Knaeble, who's made Tommy DeVito have a meaningful spike week and made Dimes, fake $50 million quarterback. Dart's got a nice arm and he's got great legs, like great legs. Like I like those legs. The fantasy that feels good for like smashing on touchdowns is all I'm saying.
14th round
say
though?
here
14th
is
round? 14th round Dart.
14th round Dart's fine. I mean,
If the upside is he starts 11
rushing-
plus games, I think, and he's a rushing threat, that's I think that's more than reasonable considering.
We'll see where it lands, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that expensive.
14th
I'm
round.
not
I
gonna-
mean, you taking Najee Harris or Jackson Dart?
I'm all set on Dart there, to be honest. Like you're looking at the offense, you're looking at like Neighbors, Wandale, Theo Johnson, and Tracy. That's a
Slayton,
rough
too.
crew to be getting not a full season from. I don't know.
If he was a statue only quarterback, I would totally agree with you. But the fact that
that's a fair.
he can rip off like 50 yards rushing is that's just different.
I don't know. We'll see where it lands. He's
He's going to need those 5 points because he's only going to have 150 yards a game.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Pat, he's allowed to run into the red zone.
Play, man. He's not ready to play either. Like,
Neighbors is a very interesting pick. He really is.
Well, I think Neighbors gives him a great floor, though. At least he's got someone to throw to, and I think with what we saw with Neighbors last year, he's only going to build on that. I don't think he's going to regress. His quarterback situation is potentially better, even if it's just a mix of Russ and Dart. So
that's fair. That is fair.
I don't want to overthink. Like they paid up for him, and like he's going to the one offense where I think like it's from day one it makes a lot of sense. A quarterback friendly head coach, offensive system. They have Russ who does similar things. Moonball run. They had Dimes. Moonball run. If Dart is any bit more accurate in the short, middle of field, and deep than Russ and Dimes combined, huge ceiling. And if he's just as fine, well, we have taken Dimes in the 10th round coming off an ACL behind a worse offensive line. In a points per game standpoint, he was more
I think like trying to project like games started like 10 seconds after he's drafted is a little bit like,
well, that's what we're here for, baby. We're here to just like shoot from the hip.
I get that, but like I'll wait till the coach speak comes out. Like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Before I start taking 14th round Jackson Dart.
Like
I've been pumping Jackson Dart's tires all off season. Like I projected him to go to the Giants. I projected the Giants to trade up for him, all this kind of stuff. But I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit. Yeah, I did, and now I'm regretting it almost.
And you have 2 guys that like to rip the ball deep. I mean,
my thing is also like people were worried about Drake May starting. That's why his ADP didn't rise too much because the bad O-line and Jacoby Brissett, and so it's like Dart is going much later. He's not QB3 off the board, 3rd overall. So like I doubt he gets into the 14th round, quite frankly. And I'll be buying that ambiguity. I think he's more of like a 16-15 max for the most part. I'm just saying, like, if I'm drafting late quarterbacks, that's the profile I will always hammer. Dual threat guys will start in the last.
I'm all right with it in like the 16th through 18th round. If it's like 14th round, I think we're getting a little.
Until you look at how many 14th round picks are dog shit, like we'll get the best ball resurrection in week 4, and we'll be like, oh, every pick after pick 80 sucked. And if there's a quarterback starting in half point PPR, that has a rushing floor, it's probably good.
The final 5 picks.
I did not see that pick going to the Ravens, Malachi Starks, but
I didn't either. I don't think that makes a crazy amount of sense. It's a good player, but
last year Drake May didn't have he did okay. They didn't have designed runs for him, right? So like
they tried to make him not run was part of the problem.
Right. The offense was like at a loss to start. So they got him some playing time to sort of like just get ahead of the next year, and hopefully he's more ready to start. But he didn't have any ceiling games. I think he just stayed around 20 points a game.
But I'm saying, like, look at the coach. I'm not surprised. We had a donkey coach run a donkey system and come out and say full offense.
That's what you just poo-pooed the offensive line like 10 seconds ago, and now you're like,
no. Let me finish. I'm saying, like, offensively, they were like, we don't want to run him. We want to protect him, and we want to hide him. Daboll's not doing that. He's never done that with any quarterback. In fact, he says, go run, young boy, and puts him out there. Like, he puts him on the move. We just watched it with Dimes and DeVito. DeVito wasn't coming out of college as a rushing quarterback, and they were like, if this is how we pick up first downs, it's how we pick up first downs. Fantasy points come from rushing, and ceiling games come from rushing and passing. That's all I'm saying.
But Daboll's scheme,
I can get on board.
And Daboll's scheme like promotes running back or quarterbacks running for first downs. That's what he needs out of his quarterback. You need your quarterback to get you some first downs here and there on your with your legs, and that's what it's predicated on that. Just the ability to be able to do that. Most offenses in the NFL now are built around that mentality. Where
I'm glad he's going to an offense that has shown me they'll do that instead of a team that will fight that for their own weird reasons. Like I won't be surprised when Drake May rushes more this year because he's with a coach that was like, no, we'll use Tannehill's legs, and that's okay. Like we're not trying to hide you. We're trying to pick up first downs.
This is Josh
Vrabel with Tannehill. Tannehill had like plenty of rushing yards under Vrabel in that offense. Just being
that's head coach though, and he's a defensive guy.
But I'm saying it starts from a schematic. When the head coach in Pierce was trying to protect and hide and cover his ass, that was trickling down everywhere. And then it's not the same. Daboll is in fight or flight mode. The guy's got to look good, and we got to win games. That doesn't come from hiding his strengths because Dart is a very strong rusher coming out of college.
I just think we need to pump the brakes on Dart being
Well, I'm here to pump everybody up.
I shared my screen if you want to pull it up, but I did a mock draft yesterday, and I put Egbuka to the Bucks. So just shout out me.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
There's the pick right there as I'm drafting. Egbuka.
One for 25.
Yeah, 1 for 25.
I watched that. You really put your heart and soul into it.
Jackson
PBG, hit full screen and then show your work.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Let's see here.
This is all we got here. I'm going fast.
Broncos.
I don't know.
I like the new banner, buddy. I like the new banner.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say they go.
Anyways, this is
not Henderson. They go Burden.
Okay, you get rid of it now. I'm the only one.
No reason. Flip the coin.
Turn it off.
Oh, that's good.
Cut the tape.
That's clean.
You nailed it.
But Egbuka to the Bucks was. I felt good about that the entire.
Hey, you were right. Denver did not take Hampton, but you were right.
Smart.
Yeah,
or Henderson, or Burden.
Wait. I think. Hold on. Let me keep. I think I put Hampton to the Chargers. Hold on.
No.
All across the country right now, people are watching draft highlight clips, and only on the Fantasy Sanctuary can you find mock draft highlight clips.
You're goddamn right. And victory lapping our mock draft hits.
I put Trevion Henderson to the Chargers, not Hampton.
Our mock draft was in good shape.
Process over results.
It was in pretty good shape.
Yeah, the Lions definitely need another linebacker. Let's get it.
They're probably defense, right?
That would be pretty terrible.
I would not be surprised if it's defense here. I think they could sneaky try to add
D-line.
Could be. Honestly, I think offensive line makes sense for the Lions.
That's what I was thinking. I would not be surprised if they're like, let's go ahead and get some quality depth in here because our guys are getting long in the tooth.
Yeah, I think Josh Simmons could make a lot of sense here. It depends on the character stuff, though. Like that's the big concern with Dan Campbell guy. But I think like talent wise, I think Josh Simmons would make the most sense. He can start right now at left guard, probably,
And
or
this is
right
a team
guard,
that's already going
whatever.
to deal with like JMO character stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yes.
and Taylor Decker's getting a little older too, so he could be the left tackle of the future. We'll see. I think that could make a lot of sense, but
they also had their guys get banged up late in the season.
I actually was looking at this guy to go to this team. The pick is in. I didn't take him, but that makes sense. They went defensive line instead.
That makes a lot of sense because they got 2 guys coming off injury, 1 guy coming off ACL.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. It was either interior offensive line or interior defensive line.
Yeah,
for the Lions.
All right, Washington.
All right.
This is probably the
Henderson.
This needs to be Henderson. Otherwise, the last 48 hours of my draft
wild card
shit.
Chiefs are a wild card.
Chiefs are a wild card. Yeah, that's.
I
fair.
think I would like Henderson to the Commanders more than Kansas City. I think maybe.
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I'd rather Chiefs. I think I'd rather the Chiefs.
I'd rather the Chiefs.
Yeah, just less rushing from your quarterback.
That's fine. That's fine. I just if he goes to the Chiefs, I'm gonna get sick of drafting him because of Davis and all the Chiefs slappies.
Chiefs don't go round 1 RB, and Pacheco starts to look pretty decent at ADP.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I don't know because I think Pacheco was a 5th round guy coming off a fractured leg. I wouldn't be surprised if a 3rd.
Pacheco was a 7th round guy. Actually,
thank you. I wouldn't be surprised if another.
Elijah Mitchell's not going to be healthy this year.
Well, that's the thing. I think the Chiefs would be smarter to just take like 2 guys in this deep class and just let them all fight it out in camp.
Yeah.
But that's already what they're doing with all these salty old vets. It's just like one of you old bastards got to be able to still.
That's why they need some young
downhill
salt.
They need to protect Mahomes too. Like they saw how they lost that Super Bowl. Like Mahomes was just under fire. So I think
both
they have
Super Bowls, Super Bowls they lost. I think the Chiefs are going to prioritize if Connerly or somebody like that falls, it's almost certainly that.
Simmons is the guy, man. Like either there's some major character concerns, which is very on the table for Josh Simmons, or the knee, the ACL tear, the issue.
The Eagles are taking him. The Eagles always get these guys that are like way.
That's true. Yeah, they get the 10th overall prospect.
They're just the value hounds. Every draft, just value hound. They're feeding character narratives, value hound all day.
You don't want Mason Taylor to the Eagles?
I mean, dude, they haven't gotten rid of Goddard. I've been taking Goddard at 160. I don't know what's up with that. Like, that seems like a good pick.
Yeah, it's weird. Andrews and Goddard have not been traded yet. Fast forward to tomorrow, both have been traded.
You need to get out of round 2 because I still think not Goddard.
Tomorrow,
round 2 is obviously.
Tomorrow might be really fun for players getting traded.
I don't think Andrews is pulling round 2 either at this point either. 29 years old.
No.
So
neither is Goddard.
I don't see how it financially makes sense for the Ravens to trade Andrews this year after they paid his bonus in March. And then also he's their blocker. Likely does not do much of the blocking.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
And Andrews is going to be fucking hungry after dropping that pass, man. He's going to be hungry this year.
I'm fucking hungry. I'm on a cut, man. I don't have my watermelon.
I'm about to pull a ship chasing and order some Taco Bell here during the draft.
I am getting hungry. This draft has slowed to a halt.
Yeah.
All these guys are taking the clock down like way low here, trying to get some trade-ins or something.
Yeah, this is like the dynasty draft where it's just like, oh great, we've hit the end of round 1 and it's just stalled out.
Guys are taking 8-hour clocks.
It's what positions left. I mean, there's value maybe with some of these defensive positions, and then of course we're all kind of reading the room. The Commanders are like, do we go ahead and take the running back? Do we go ahead and take a wide receiver here?
Push yourself over the edge. You're already a playoff team that looked good against the Super Bowl Eagles in that divisional game. Like put yourself over the edge with obviously you don't get Saquon here, but you get like a really damn good running back.
Well, and now you've got the Browns going, do we trade up for Sanders? Do we just play the game that no one's going to hop us now that the Giants are out of it?
Pick is in for the Commanders.
Dude,
The thing is, like, the
Browns are
Commanders were the trade down spot. I don't think the Bills do. I don't think the Chiefs do, and the Eagles, like, they're not taking a quarterback. That's the other thing too. Is like, if you're the
Bills
Browns, like,
traded down
why
last
even
year, didn't
trade
they?
up?
Or was it
But if you're the
Chiefs?
Browns, why even trade up for a quarterback here? Like,
No, exactly.
Well,
And they
I'm
got-
saying-
they got
I'm saying-
two firsts next year, and they're gonna have their pick in the first. They're gonna have three.
Well, I'm just saying,
firsts.
yeah, you're if you're the Browns, you're doing the mental math of, do I have to trade ahead of a Steelers hopping me, or am I safe? That's
Dude,
well,
bet
the
they
Steelers
just play
don't really
Flacco.
have the assets, though. The Steelers don't really have the assets, and they know it. Like, the
they
Steelers
trade
don't-
next
don't-
year's assets and say we're going to be a playoff team, and it's not going to hurt us.
Yeah, but which one of these teams is going to trade their first and not have a pick coming back? You know,
I agree, and so to this thing, I'm pontificating. I'm filling air as the Commanders take their sweet ass time. But it is funny that ever since Lamar, no team has traded back up into this range to draft.
Hold on.
you know why? Because no one gives a shit about the 5-year option for quarterbacks anymore. It doesn't matter. The quarterback gets paid by that time anyways. When's the last time a quarterback was optioned 5th year? Jordan Love didn't even get it.
Yeah,
got a
no
contract,
quarterback's making
like-
it to their 5th-year option. If they
No.
are, it's getting declined. As
The
in-
5th-year option doesn't matter anymore for quarterbacks. So this whole trade back into the first to get the 5th-year option for a quarterback,
I
that's
agree.
an extremely archaic way of thinking. Like, it's dated, it's old, it doesn't
It is.
exist anymore. So no.
Hold on. Well, I don't know.
Everyone
It is-
making faces.
Browns,
is bad.
the Browns are
Oh, okay.
juicing
I
themselves. for the
timed
second
it so perfectly. Oh my god, that
Wow.
was incredible.
That was
Go
good.
me. What a
You're
host.
What a
getting-
letdown.
You're getting
Juicy.
you're getting it going now, BBG or Emo Cowboy.
Yeah.
Get
Guys,
on
you have,
it.
you have
I'm
the
locked in.
Browns with
It took 29 picks to get there. You're locked in.
We
Well,
got
it's because I'm seeing the picks come in. I have no idea when they're coming to the TV. And I'm trying to time it with the website. It's all over the place.
the Swifties. They faded Genty. They faded Omarion Hampton. But now 2 picks in the second round, and there's so many running backs left still. They're like, what? Yo, what's happening? Like, take these guys.
yeah.
Jerome 4 is
Yeah.
likely dead soon in the second round.
I don't even know. I definitely don't know. But when was the last time 3 running backs even went in the first round?
I don't know.
That's a
Was that the
chat
Todd
GPT
Gurley
one.
year?
Could have been.
I don't know.
Would've been a long
I don't
time ago.
remember. I've only been really following since 2018. Before that, kind of just like a novice. But I don't think I've ever seen it. Even the 2017 class that was goated. I don't think they even did it. Maybe they did. Maybe they did that year, the McCaffrey year.
McCaffrey
I'm
went
not-
10 in that one.
I'm not so sure that was the pick for the Commanders. I think defense makes more sense, or wide receiver, even running back.
All right, I
Like,
got the
Bob-
trivia. The answer.
Okay.
It's before PPR Tyler was born. It was 2012, and it was Trent Richardson, number 3 overall, of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Doug Martin, Doug Martin, 31, and then
Yeah, Doug.
David Wilson snuck in at 32. I think that was the Giants at 32, wasn't it?
Giants. Yeah,
Oh my
David Wilson.
God,
an
I
impressive
forgot Doug
throwback
Martin was
name.
a first rounder.
Oh,
Doug
teach me how to Dougie,
David
man.
Wilson.
Where'd he go to school?
Never
Where'd he go to
get
school?
that back.
Anyone? BBG, where'd he go to school?
Doug Martin. He went to Yucatan State.
Same school as Ashton Genty.
Oh, Boise.
David Wilson. The backflip I will never forget. That return touchdown and the flip in the end zone was sick.
Doug Martin was a smash his rookie year.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Smash.
Muscle hamster.
Muscle hamster, yeah.
Muscle hamster.
Yeah.
Every year after.
I love
That's the best nickname in the history of
Brian
nicknames.
Robinson bags holding strong for now.
Yeah. For
All
now.
of the good running backs are coming for your bags. Dude, the second and third round is going to fuck up some shit. It's happening.
Yeah,
There's
the
going to be like
Washington-
10 running
the
backs. in
Washington
second
running
round.
back, now that we know they're like a top offense in the NFL, is an interesting pick, to be honest, because I for some weird reason I feel like they'll be undervalued no matter what, just because I don't know.
Man, I just hate that pick for the Commanders. I think Jahad Campbell's even a better pick. Like, I just don't think that makes sense. You trade for Laramie Tunsil and then you pick Josh Connolly. What does this say? Russ will be our starter in the spring as they get started. In the spring, as we get started,
In the summertime, it starts time because the rookie is coming and he's coming real fast and he's gonna.
Russell Wilson is
gonna run. He's gonna
undraftable
throw
in
for many
any
touchdowns.
contest.
The Bears are still live for Henderson. That would be my dream come true. That's my Christmas wish this year.
Yeah,
Dude, I need Dart to come in behind Russ and just be
the
like,
Broncos not taking
yes, boy.
Letdown. Major letdown.
What's up, BBG?
Just the Broncos not taking offense is a major letdown because I think they need wide receiver and running back. They definitely need running back.
Peyton came in saying we feel good about our receivers. We do not need to do anything hesitant with our receivers, which is the only reason why I'm still okay taking Sutton is because if you're going into the draft saying we don't need to take a guy in the first or second round necessarily, then it's probably less likely you trade a guy like Sutton. But they feel good. They obviously feel good about
they kind of hit on Vele last year as a
so that's the thing. They loved Vele in the spring as like the big slot guy, and they had big plans for him, and they've obviously got Troy Franklin and then Mims. So it's like if these guys, and maybe that's why they're not taking a running back like Henderson high, is because they've decided Marvin Mims in a bad case scenario can still be our pseudo running back outlet for these explosive pass plays.
Right.
Plus, Audric Estime being Kyron Williams of 2 years ago is firmly still on the table.
Yeah, except, he got benched in the playoffs because he sucked. But, other than that, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I bet Peyton really wanted Genty, but they couldn't get there.
Apparently, they were not willing to trade up to 5 for Genty.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
I agree.
Peyton loves huge receivers. Like I bet Peyton might have taken like Egbuka just because.
Have you seen Peyton's girlfriend? He definitely cares about size.
Yeah, he loves big receivers.
He loves them big.
Is this old lady?
No, she is very slim and attractive with nice assets, but he's a sizest when it comes to his ladies and his receivers. He likes his ladies small and his receivers giant.
Okay. Opposites attract in that one.
Exactly. I know he's been talking about size for forever, which was always odd when he took Troy Franklin last year, who's like a speed twink.
Well, he's tall at least. He's tall.
He goes into Sean Payton's offense like Sean went into his wife's, and he's just like, I'm tall.
Troy Franklin was another wide receiver. I think he was actually. Was he actually 21 last season? Like he still could develop. So I think the connection with Bo Nix and with Troy Franklin is something we'll see where the draft goes with wide receiver for the Broncos, but I kind of want to lean back into some Troy Franklin.
I've been taking Franklin and Bailey late.
Yeah. I've been taking a lot.
Especially if they trade Sutton mid-season, everybody that's on the roster.
The Eagles trade up one spot with the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Really?
Weird, yeah.
I guess the Chiefs were like, maybe it was two conflicting trades, and the Eagles said, we will match or
free picks, basically.
Jumped. Here's a free pick to not get jumped. All right, what do we got?
Maxwell Hairston. Right.
You know what? I'd like to implement a rule, NFL. If you trade for a pick, you must insta-pick. Because you just traded. You know who you want. Trade paperwork.
Taking the Will Johnson.
Could be Will Johnson or Mason Taylor. Could be Mason
Buffalo
Taylor.
Takes a cornerback.
Maxwell Hairston,
pretty live with McDermott.
I had them taking Trey Amos, but it was definitely going to be, especially with Hairston being like a late invite to this. Chiefs are just like, at least we can pretend like we won the Super Bowl.
Can I just right? Can I just say that like sneaky feel okay about my Higbee bags with no random ass Rams tight end?
I don't know the Rams are sitting there top of the second right now. Like
my guy Terrence Ferguson would be the death of Higbee.
How's he in the blocking game?
Yeah, they got a free what is that? 164th overall for free to move up or move down one spot.
Yeah. All right. Who would you rather stack with Fields if they're both there? Ruckert or Rondé Gadsden the second?
Ruckert.
I just want to add to the
take on either of these guys.
the Dayball quotes on Russell Wilson and Dart. Quote, the process of developing a quarterback is just that. So we're going to do everything we can to develop Dart and bring him along, end quote.
Sounds like it's going to take some time.
the Giants
I love quotes like this.
The Giants are going to suck. And Neighbors is going to have like 6 targets through the first 3 quarters and then like 6 in every 4th quarter. It's going to be the Giants game script most of the year.
The Browns are getting Sanders in.
My Devin Singletary bags are holding strong. They paid him. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, the Browns are getting Sanders with their first pick.
Plus New Orleans sneaks in. If New Orleans sneaks into 31 or 32,
if Kansas City
they just traded each other. They just traded each other, so I doubt that happens. Maybe if Kansas City trades twice, yeah.
I just feel good about taking Dart over Sanders for a majority of the early best ball. I remember some folks in chat being like, Tyler, what are you doing? Why? You said you need a viable QB3 and you're not going to take the guy going at 2. And I was like, I'm not sure he goes at 2. And I'm not sure his fantasy outlook is very good. I'm going to take Dart, who I think is just as live and has a better outset. And I got to say, I feel good about that 1 victory lap.
Hell yeah.
I actually hate
I've been talking. I've been burying all of these rookie quarterbacks all off season. So.
I should have stuck to my convictions. I came out in January and I was like, dude, I don't even think Shedeur is like worth a top 5 pick. And everyone was like, what are you talking? Oh, yeah, bro. In the comments freaking out. I was like, I don't know. And then
don't get bullied, BBG.
I know I get bullied way too much by my dad, honestly. But,
another quote. Liam Cohen on Travis Hunter's role. Quote, he'll play primarily on offense to start.
Yeah, for sure. That was always
for sure. Dude,
there were some haters in chat.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be like a 5-6 turn pick.
I'll be out on Trevor Lawrence if that's the case.
You don't think he will be?
No.
Dak was a 9-10 turn last year.
People are going to get so excited about this, bro.
They haven't.
I'll be 0% Trevor Lawrence if that's the case.
I might be too, but I will definitely be taking BTJ and Hunter.
First round, Brian Thomas Jr. Are we still taking?
Where's Hunter going now? Where is Hunter going?
Answer my first question.
Sorry, what was the question?
Are we still taking first round BTJ?
Wait, sorry, Pat.
He's not.
Who's still drafting first round?
Not falling past. Okay. Travis Hunter's not a full-time receiver though. Like, he's not a full-time.
I don't mind. You gotta keep in mind they cut or they got rid of like 250 plus vacated targets on the team, like through Kirk and Ingram. So.
BTJ is the engine of the offense. I'm not fading one of the youngest.
BTJ is 150 targets and he's like amazing. So I definitely am not going to fade BTJ, but I do think people will talk themselves into Genty over him and also McCaffrey into him. So and he might move to like the 201.
Next question: where does Travis Hunter go to?
That's a great question. I'm like,
because he's already at like 60.
Do you want Travis Hunter or Devonta Smith?
65
ahead of Godwin.
Not that high. I wouldn't.
Not that high.
I wouldn't.
I mean, with the Eagles pass rate, I hear about this every time I stream.
I think he goes. He goes and finds his way near Waddle.
So he stays that. He's basically he's going at like 65 right now.
I think he goes. He goes as high as 55.
It depends on how much you believe he's going to play receiver. That's honestly what it's going to be different per person how they see it.
Yeah, that's how it's always been. Like all draft season so far, and it'll obviously stay that way. And then it's also like we know the quarterback that he's linked to now, and we know I mean, you can argue the pass catchers that he's had underneath him, but we know what Trevor Lawrence brings to the table for the most part.
What the get that?
So I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one with Trevor Lawrence, with Liam Cohen, with BTJ.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one.
Where do you think he should go versus where should he go?
That's a better question.
We're going to have 2 different answers for that.
That's true.
I honestly think between. Like right after Odunze sounds good to me. Like, I mean that there's kind of like a wide receiver break there down to Metcalf. I think if I remember correctly.
I think the hype can. I think he can easily lap the unexciting vets with any good coach speak. He's going to be very coach speak. Like the market's going to be very reactive. Every time he gets mentioned, offense first, primary, he goes up. Any sort of secondary talk, he goes down. We know the market's going to be very volatile about it.
Again, we as a cabal right here, us five, can we pump the he's not playing receiver narrative like as much as possible? Like sincerely. Members only stream are the ones where you go, actually, he's probably the best pick on the board.
Well, ship chasing is live right now, and they've probably spent 20 minutes glazing Hunter. So I don't think anything we do between the five of us is impacting his marketability. But I'll be likely buying a Liam Cohen second overall.
Dude, exactly. Pick. Liam Cohen trading the farm to go get this dude. Like, it's so bullish. And Lawrence is due to break out. The guy needs to break out. Lawrence, cut your hair and break out, will you?
So Gritty, this is where I don't see drafting Keon a bit. First of all, the Keon thing is interesting because his team has just kept adding to the receivers, including the slot roles where he should break out well. Palmer just filled the role of Mac Hollins, which you would ideally say Keon takes. So, like, and
the biggest argument here is that like Travis Hunter is head and shoulders better than both of those wide receivers, and it's not close at all.
Yeah, I was just saying that's the biggest. From a talent perspective, but then also from like a mouths being fed and target upside. Because again, simplicity is volume drives value. Those two guys, they're not as talented, seemingly, and also they're in offenses where the touches and targets are capped, very much so, because there's so many mouths to feed, there's only so many passes available. Hunter's upside is getting to consolidate the second most targets on an offense, and that's going to be more valuable than the third or fourth amount of targets on said offense.
The Eagles just get a really good player falling again.
Can you throw up round 2 real quick?
Sure.
Because there's some interesting. You got the Browns with 2 of the first 4 picks. They could go Sanders and Luther Burden. They could go
or
Sanders
Henderson
and running back. Like the Browns have some nice opportunities, but I think Judy's actually right now a sneaky winner for the first round.
100% he is. Yeah, 100% he is.
Browns
and like we were saying earlier, Njoku, like David Njoku moves up too now. I mean, I guess it depends on what they do. Like, if they do pick Sanders here, like, does that, like, even register?
What if they go Milroe over Sanders? That would be so funny.
Honestly, they probably should. Like,
Milroe's he's got elite traits.
Honestly, I would rather the total lottery ticket. Like, Milroe's the only lottery ticket in this entire draft at quarterback. Like, he could be Jalen Hurts. He could be absolutely nothing.
Deion Sanders is going to get an OC fired. It's going to happen. Everyone's afraid of Deion Sanders getting him fired on some tweets.
Dude, okay, wait.
It's just not very good, man. To be honest, that's the other half of it. Is like, yeah, Shedeur Sanders or Deion Sanders is a pain in the ass, but the other half is Shedeur Sanders is just not that good. Like, bottom line,
if Cleveland does skip on Sanders at 33,
I think they're taking somebody there.
Does he go to Vegas at 37? Does he go to New Orleans at 40?
Tell me the Jets don't even have a second round pick.
They're right there, 42.
They're right there, 42.
Oh, get him out of there.
I think it would be like the Saints or maybe the Raiders would make a lot of sense.
I think the Saints or the Raiders for sure. I think the Saints probably trade to get him, considering they're in a more dire situation. I think it speaks volumes that the Saints, being in a dire situation, as well as Cleveland, all said we're good in round 1.
Here's the thing: is so Kirk Cousins is probably worth like what, a third, right? Plus you take his salary.
No,
I think on how much salary. If you're paying the whole salary.
It depends on how much salary. Like they've already basically said that like. If depending on how much compensation equals depending on how much salary the Falcons are going to eat.
Maybe the Saints pass again and then they're on the board in the third and they're like, Can we just get?
It won't be a
Kirk
third though. It won't be a
and take
third.
some
Kind of
salary or
regardless.
something? I don't know.
No,
No.
coolers, no.
Yeah, I saw that too. I like that. That's good.
Dude, yeah, the nepotism is real, man.
I mean, quarterbacks always get a shot, though. Will Levis famously got several shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
As a second round
said-
pick, he went right around this range we're talking about here. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Pick is in.
Dude, Levis
It's a
might
big, juicy
Levis
running
might be
back
saint.
to the Chiefs.
If Milroe's the pick at 33 for the Browns, that's right there with Jackson Dart.
I mean, the funny thing,
For best ball.
I agree with that.
That's
In fact,
fair, yeah.
Milroe's probably more interesting from the more rushing upside.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
Cleveland would just be running back what Indy did last year with AR and Flacco. It's Milroe and Flacco. Just like if he can throw, awesome. If he can't, well, he's got legs.
Yeah. And he'll get in like that's close. I don't know. Who's a better team, the Giants or the Browns? That's really close, actually.
Browns.
Giants, I think, after that
Brown.
Will Carter pick. Just their defense is not too bad.
I think it's the Giants as well. I do.
Round.
I think the Browns line is better, and I think they have a system. The system.
I definitely like Stefanski more. That's for sure.
Neighbors
he's
is
a good
obviously
coach.
head and shoulders better than any weapon.
Pretty.
Dable's
Dable's Canadian, man.
You know what? That's fair.
fair.
Neighbors is enough where it's like if you have because like Njoku is the engine with Judy is the secondary right now, and I still think Neighbors is
like give me Neighbors
better than
exactly.
Well, they got Tillman there. I mean, you
Look,
really
Tyler, I put the link in the private chat. That's not showing the updated trades. I don't think
it's not.
I put the link in the private chat. The
Cody, how'd
Texans
you do on your mock? How many right did you get officially?
It's pretty not bad. Like the ones that I got kind of wrong or like really close, and they were kind of toss up. I did pretty well actually. Like
Do you basically have the Jags and the Browns flipped for who they took though?
Exactly, and most people did. People did, so that's fair.
You can basically count that. Yeah.
Yeah, I nailed like the Jackson Dart thing, so that's nice.
What if the Browns take Milroe and Sanders?
Oh.
And then just say they say
that would never happen. That would never happen.
I don't know, little RG3 Kirk Cousins.
They were like 3 rounds apart though. That was or like 4 rounds apart.
Dude, the Patriots
the Titans take
sneakily.
Sanders.
If an RB's there for the Patriots, that could be the death of Stevenson here.
And there's Josh Simmons to the Chiefs.
Where do we see like some of these round 2 receivers going, like Higgins and
Raiders stand out, Cleveland stands out, Tennessee stands out.
Yeah, Tennessee, definitely.
The Texans could be in the wide receiver market.
All these guys.
I think Jets take a receiver at some point pretty high. I can see the Jets taking like Knoll or something.
Dallas sneaky right here at 44.
There's a lot of talent.
Dallas.
There's a lot of talent.
Higgins, Kyle Williams. Where these
also
guys?
the pick is in Chiefs in round 1 with Josh Simmons.
They do the Eagles and take the value.
Yeah, so it's the Kansas City O-line probably stays good. The Eagles defense gets a little bit more strength, and Sanders falls out of the first. Luther Burden falls out of the first. So the smoke about who was not going to make it in the first hits, and the guys maybe going in the first go 50-50 with Henderson not hitting but Dart hitting.
I think the Browns are much less likely to take Shedeur now that they didn't take Travis Hunter.
Well,
I still think it's still a quarterback, so I could see them still deciding it's a premium position, but
I think they're more likely to take Milroe than they are. I think they're more likely to take Milroe than they would be to take Shedeur.
I think they're more likely to take Milroe if we think they value traits over accuracy.
Did the Steelers trade up at all, maybe, or?
They're far out. I really don't think the trailers can make that.
I think the Steelers have decided they have Cousins or they have Rodgers, and they'd rather do that than quarterback 3.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't blame them. Yeah, why not? Like
I think they would.
Not a good class.
I was saying from day one, the Steelers are not afraid to go into the season with Mason Rudolph and like Will Howard. Or Tyler Shuck,
they're definitely
or
not.
Kyle McCord or something like that. They're not afraid to do that.
Yeah, like a day 3 quarterback, like rookie guy.
Literally with pick 83. Yeah,
Jesus. But yeah, as far as running backs and receivers, I definitely think I definitely think running back clears until like the Patriots here. These all feel like O-line, quarterback, and receiver teams. And then you've got
I think
the Patriots
Trevion Henderson is live to go to the Texans. Actually,
Jaden
I
Higgins.
don't.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think
do.
think they draft a running back in the second round before they add O-line. I really struggle to see that.
Don't be shocked if Trevion Henderson's the second pick in the second round here for the Texans.
I'd be shocked if they took running back over receiver and O-line considering where they're at.
You guys think Scatterbo
Not
gets
me.
into this round, or is he a third round?
He could sneak into the
Scatterbo?
Second.
I mean, the smoke is that he's
Alice.
There's like 3 teams that love him and every other team hates him. So I think third round's probably more realistic, given that's where his mock draft.
It's more likely, but he could sneak into this round here somewhere for sure.
I mean, a lot of people could. I just don't know who will.
The Bears could be a trade up candidate if someone wants to trade down.
Just a lot of running backs would have to go. We still have Johnson, Judkins, Henderson,
but Scatterbo could be up there with those guys or ahead of them.
Yeah, on some people's boards,
I don't know if he's ahead.
Scatterbo could be ahead of Judkins and
maybe not Judkins, but Caleb Johnson, he could be ahead of them.
I think the Texans did well to just add picks in a deep flat class because they needed everything. So now they've got 2 picks in the second. I think they've got 2 in the third.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
where 3 in the third.
Yeah, take some shots at O-line. Yeah,
that's where all the talent is. Honestly,
is
it's so flat. Just load up on second and third round picks, and you can, come out way ahead of some of these, like the 2 first, the Falcons, right? Like, give me whoever the 4 picks the Texans get with the second and third round picks. Give me those 4 guys over the 2 first round picks for the Falcons, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think the running backs are going to be good enough to make a team want to trade up for them. So I'll be curious to see who pulls the trigger.
Yeah. Kyle Williams to the Titans.
Yeah. All right, folks, that was a great time. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging for round 1. It was kind of funny. It peaked early and then petered off, much like the male orgasm. So, but appreciate everybody hanging out, everybody in chat, drop a like, leave your comment about your favorite thing that happened in round 1. I appreciate everybody joining us today. Chris, Cody, BBG, Pat, Lewis, Bindles, all the guys that were able to join. Appreciate you. Got anything to shout or whatever? I've linked everybody's channel in the description. So give everybody a follow and a sub if you haven't already. I'll just start at the top and tell the people what you got going on. Chris?
Yeah, appreciate you for hosting this. It's super fun. I was listening in kind of all night and then was happy to jump on and talk ball with you guys. I'm going to be drafting and streaming all summer. So find me at the Fantasy Football Garage on YouTube. And I'm about to actually hop into some fast drafts, I think, to end out the night. So just a couple more drafts. They go pretty quick. So little nightcap.
Nice. Cody, what you got going on?
Yeah, just click the link, come hang out. We're drafting, we're doing the stuff. Appreciate you. Thanks for hosting, though, for real. Thanks for putting this on. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for having us on. It was fun. It was a good time.
Hell yeah, man. BBG.
Yep. Thanks, Tyler. I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go live tomorrow at the beginning of round 3. So I'll do a quick recap of round 2. If any of you guys want to come on, even via cell phone or something, pop in on a pick or whatever when something crazy happens. But I think I will go live tomorrow and just host, recap round 2, and then I'll watch round 3. I got nothing better to do right now, but yeah, you can find me Best Ball Guy at all socials, wherever.
I made this dummy for round 1. I'm going to turn it into a recap video tomorrow. Just going to recap just fancy implications best ball for I am the better Goodell. So that's
you better have some sort of thing that says but the implication somewhere on this thumbnail or I will unsubscribe.
But, no, I appreciate it, Tyler. It was a lot of fun. Round 1 was full of good moments. some dull moments. Thanks, Broncos. You guys suck.
Thanks.
Dallas.
Thanks for nothing,
Dallas
Broncos.
doing Dallas things. Javonte Williams still alive. There's a lot of fun stuff. Dude, round 2, round 3. Looking forward to it. But yeah, not a lot. Just gonna be doing that video tomorrow, and I'll be chilling.
Hell yeah. Hit up all the boys' channels. Don't forget to check out Lewis and Bindles as well, who had to hop off early. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Can't wait for the rest of the draft. We got a lot more football at stake. Everybody, have a great weekend. Enjoy rounds 2, 3, and on. Peace.